Observer says Akufo-Addo defends economic record. That's on the Ghanaian Observer. The Finder newspaper says 540 housing units, roads, clinics, schools, memorial center, etc. 35.8 million Ghana cedis not enough to rebuild Apiate. Committee chair makes passionate appeal for more donations. More cash. You hear more cash. The Ghanaian Times says absenteeism in Parliament. Speaker refers 3 MPs to Privileges Committee. Majority disagrees and the minority hints of challenging decision. The Chronicle says Muntaka fails to rescue America TikTok lady and others. As Speaker Bagman refers absentee MPs to Privileges Committee. Chronicle for Muya careful. American TikTok lady said. Daily Guide, 3 NPP MPs hot. The Daily Searchlight says, is Mahama boycotting Akufo-Addo? Majority leadership raises concern. That's a question on the front page of the Daily Searchlight. Now, let me do maybe the Daily Graphic then. Daily Graphic on it front page says, dealing with quarry land encroachers. Nationwide clamp down begins. Jinapo. And it comes to the photograph of Samuel Abu Jinapo, Minister of Land and Natural Resources. That's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Kwabena mafo beboa no pay o kame ho o ba be kinkan sem no se ne sitie breaking it down. Akasma be dionu ba kona no so abo need 100.9 Ghana MONTIE and e ku ada April ne de to so nsia and na no kwa na eko hey time no day ukata we ni tesa betia na hwem na ba besinko April so wa sha ase odimirika gidigidi ni bebi akọ enti next week bon sa ni ewurem ni asi Easter ni edi Easter na wie be wie ni beba na tese bosome no April so na no so aso na yewura memu ni adesa na bronya ba ni enya nkokọ ye bedi mu ye bedi fufuo ye be wi nkwan na bronyo ai wi ase desa wo ha no ayare kakra wi are na urade adarma ho to wa no aba ho anto so na ofemu wu a no ewu na ko free ai wu a unim so ko heavy so ko hello emu bebre na mo unim so be ko hello so ko heavy omo mabuko ye nim bebi omo hye omo so mo wi ase fufuro omo enim wi ase tina amafo ebi no mo buru bebre no menkase nyanu menkase no menkase no nti kwabro yeah menkase
but we are seeing something omu anti ya nananum sisi omu wai
I don't even know
omu wai yo
say this me papa sem papa mi papa baby mi nim baby o she
be bresa no pa obesore obejare obekọ obebrase
this no pay say na mi abo ade even say alarm no na abo na maso na me da ha na ma twimu na me na ebo na me se mi sore na me yesi na me kona mi so kra na ye ba say akwaduro ni say o hwa homachi ba na obi twi ni mu ba na obi de na to obi na so obi obi omo wo hu niama enti mi hwa sa and I'm see into this kakra bo ha na so hu dodo hu fa na te se o sa enso mo near the hospital near the hospital doctor for no dim shoes no mo di nro no mo de war no mo de sa Where do you see you?
A man put the woman down or back on a year and a channel.
Tibo, no, until they been found to say, Shano Pa, but now say, Akwe be a make us say, we'll do my mammy, Kakra. Says a crowd, the actual. A big cough for a big crack or down. Oh, no, call Janio. What dama, many gate, and no sorry. It's by now, I open to say, the actual. Obedient or pay till the water no idea carry forward. Oh, as I did to do the tank. And you until I'm quackabu. Now, a deal, damn, say, said the Nancy, the amount for yes, I be.
Oh, because she won't say Nancy, pab, no. How back on the table, no. And Sandy Gusu said, Chim. And this is the idea, I say, you be about. And Moon, yes, I be. Aha, a class, no one, Uncle Mutti, I can go me, I say. Bottle, this is the center table, can be so. Now, a grassy, a cry, it and Westiano. I say, won't crossing grass a pass, still a view of but a nose. But see, an idea, and boys, no pub. Oh, I can see do our bacono. Nippon number 9. Bottles to buy at 13. Nessie table so. One by winning now.
Really?
Yeah. Almost more cracker bottles. Yeah, more cracker bottles. And then no. There what now? Dear. Who's what anymore? So a bandit a chill ran yeah, no, the Marco said, who no, what? Yes,
Need 100.9 Ghana Montie Jumedi Sunu Asio Goi ene eye ukuada na ye ko enim ye toaso ye ba beji de bon krata no eni nsem ne se sitie na before ye be ko de bon krata no yentie we na emra.
Mr. Speaker, we've heard your statement. Mr. Speaker, your statement is rightly placed on our rules. Mr. Speaker, where we disagree with you is your conclusion. Mr. Speaker, I want to make reference.
What did you say? Where we disagree with
where
you?
I disagree with you is your conclusion. Mr. Speaker, and I make reference to our standing order 76. And with your permission, I read. 76.1. Every application to Parliament shall, and I think the word there is shall, be in the form of a petition. And every petition must be presented by a member of Parliament, who shall be responsible for the observance of the rules contained in Appendix A. Mr. Speaker, I heard you said, you yourself alluded to the fact that members of parliament could raise matter that could be referred to privileges, and civil society could equally do same. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect to your office, I disagree with you vehemently when you, Mr. Speaker, want to do that yourself. Because it has to be a member of parliament who has to do that according to our rules. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable member, read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, I will be grateful to listen.
Read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, it will be good to listen to me. When I'm done, you have the privilege to make your
Minority Chief Whip.
You have to first
read the standing orders again.
Mr. Speaker, I have read what I want to read, and I've stopped where I want to stop.
Honorable member,
you listen to me, and when you hear me,
will you resume your seat?
You have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, you have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Please. No. Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that you hear us, and when we are done, after the ruling and the decision to be taken, Mr. Speaker, is absolutely yours. But to listen to us, Mr. Speaker, you must listen to us. And Mr. Speaker, when you are making reference to the ruling of the appeals court, Mr. Speaker, the interesting thing that you left out, and I draw your attention to this, is that when that appeals court made that ruling, it concluded with this. After the court has said that the seat will be declared automatically, it went ahead to say that under the 1992 Constitution, however, it is the High Court which can declare a member of Parliament seats as vacant, without providing any reasons or legal basis for the assertion. More particularly, when the provisions in question do not either explicitly or impliedly rope in the High Court. This is what the appeals court did. So, Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect, we agree you made a statement, but your conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the danger, colleagues, as we sit in this chamber, is this. If we allow speakers to take petition from outsiders, and so motu with petition from outsiders to defer members of parliament to privileges, colleagues, will be doing ourselves the greatest disservice. Because we will one day get a dictator speaker who will simply take statements from outsiders and begin to penalize individual members of parliament. It is on this basis that I call on all of us that to resist the attempt by Mr. Speaker to refer our colleagues to the privileges. And if there is justification, let us get one of us as member of parliament who is convinced that our colleagues need to go through privileges to do that, and not allow speaker to do this. Because today we may have a speaker that we may think will be unbiased. If we allow this to stand, it will become precedent, and tomorrow it may hurt each and every one of us. And it is on that basis that I stand to say, Mr. Speaker, I want to come properly under Order 93.5 to say this is your decision to refer our colleagues to the privileges will be challenged with a substantive motion. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, and run community senior Koya, William Rashibe Jim, what a minority chief whip, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, and now in 72 Jabra. Speaker, they two just members of parliament, me and Sam. I'm absentee on more than 15 days, 15 sitting days in T. Except yen for more and call your privileges committee in him. Now, I'm sure I'm on 7. Na woman family to job was you only speaker enya dwen sana mona speaker etu no nya sana tie speaker to me enye a petition emfi abontinsu ni hobia no on kase enu nti ogina so no de members of parliament MPC womo enkogina ye privileges committee nim o si da bi nya sana tie I say a member of parliament and I say otu sana mo well anope be penchichi mu na it's me at Yasia, but the Bankrata and Cobra, you hear the front pages of the newspapers in the Seneca.
I was for the Bankrata Daily Graphic Namade Sassi. Honorable Samuel Abujina Paya, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. What the animal what say baby a paya abono nkofo atete be me wanmu a e posi danger de ma wo mu ankasa health ene adan no a wo mu sie no enti afiri na de kɔ mema wo bia enti me baby a wo mu paya abo esanse eti amra na CPP nso wajadem enti wo mu do omu tema maliga committee nimfani abatu a friend brighter kwete wada hanum say ya wotese CPP amanyoko no ejadem mampani na na de danko akufu adwani ya wo abrochire ene wo ka kire abrofo ne say Ghana economy no wasa pagya biye enti wo mfo mu sikamra amra sebedafo mu yamiensa Kennedy wahina Japan yamra sebedani ma de se wa asensantra wano kura na no wo mfa no enti okwa abrochire kose no wo yare maame sara atu asafo wano nso anyu onu mom na no wo yare but na ne ba ayare enti no one ne ba no wa abrochire a wo hye no ononyamfo Henry Kwatempo de wo ye Greater Accra Regional Minister nanse kura wano ade betu da se adwuma pa wo ye enkofo a wo yi wo mu firi kwa hunti ebinom de ni konnro so ya nkompeso wo mu yi ni frate asefo asase so wano so ne wo mfa no nti no wa abrachire ya wo de ayarehye speaker si yamfa sankofo mi ensen enkogina privileges committee na yantutu o man we sanse obi adekrata betia wonmu a esese wo kwatie wonmu anu mu asem na Ghanaian public enim nwanso wasade emra sebedafo no mfoni abetoa de wodi kan Kennedy akompre kwa Japan na owa America ana anumpo bodi se no wo hi tamasekusati mi wura fi ba bia no wo we Texas no wa Texas abakwasi ba bia no wo so wo no anu wo twen
New Jersey
amu akwata ne
New
Jersey no wa New Jersey wana na wo sa no ho yare ena Henry Kwate no wa no so no wo mfa no maame sara adu asafo na ne ba ho mfa no yeso wa mfo yamfo mu nkopiem ewo privileges committee na yantutu o mano James Jati question enyina boa eja hia to no Supreme Court trese 13 tepu en wo beka asem no atwa to okura se yankoye by lesson anase yama papa no nkoso nya ne mra se beja adwuma no
mesan ba na kwabna to aso aman na anope say abo eni no e di amamo enra nsem ni bi esi wo ye mra se bedwem honum say bra right honorable speaker parliament Ghana's parliament what did you just say members of parliament miensa Henry Kwate Kennedy Japan and Sir Joasafo womo ebu parliament nhihye mra no so 15 sitting days no womo parliament womo anje permission enti inform nko privileges committee enim no womo bekire mra se bejafo no bi na womo se womo ne speaker nya adwen wote anope yabo minority chief whip enne a wo se da bi sa na mo na speaker tunu nya sa na tie na yepese nya ntiase ne bi wo honom se enti openi ba kwa watena mra se bedwem honom se ana sisi ade oni mra se bedwem honom se honorable Yunus Afiseni ba ne se ya na yakɔ nkyɛn na wetimi aboa mi enya ntiase oyɛ enkane Tamale Central emrahye bejeni honorable yada se mu akwa baba ni TFM so anpe honorable so enra ne esi wo ye parliament bra speaker eka se emrahye bejafo miensa medidin atudwa dadai wama ye niam bia etia eyemra enti yemfo mo privileges committee enim minority chief whip teach you any painful me no say there be kwan anamo a wo fa so no wo ne ne anya adwen sa ni speaker ye ni minority chief whip nsu ken sa na tie say outsider obi onye member of parliament entimi infa petition from speaker na speaker wonje now say okay enu ti ugina so now dey tu sa na mo no there be city member of parliament na so tu sa na mo pacho say na tie pa boy kakra
okay kamen de kan en chiao en de tia fonyina
tifo Joseph
let me say generally speaker the authority to pronounce on an issue in parliament to rise on the floor of the house invoked by a member. Is a member of parliament. As a general principle, I invite this speaker, a friend speaker, a dream speaker, a dream, a call, speaker on this out to me to be able on its own to raise the money. So that's a general principle. But there are exceptions to our principle. Exceptions to that. When you say standing, Emma speaker coin to make a statement. Speaker statement. The speaker statement, no. It's a mixed one. Never dear, members of parliament, members of parliament, and so it is the sanctity and aura of parliament. What do you mean speaking a statement? And the power to make a statement on the floor of the house, which is called the speaking statement, no, inherently has the ability of the speaker to listen to outsiders. No. Because one person, we are a member of or a citizen of this country, who to apply a member of parliament. The uncle parliament, uncle representative. The some member of parliament, the oil, they be, that's how they do the car. Who will coin, they won't speaker, I think, Abaso. Because oil will representative. In fact, in UK, if you are just parliamentary democracy every year, only now got a name. They have what they call a petition of recall. That you are just about a if they were Britain, or what to make any petition. The Munion number to do there, Umber's back of Munta at the petition Nazi. I can say, oh, they member of parliament their uncle name and represent here, laws and mayor. And make sure your constituency at the member of parliament is a large, until he doesn't represent that. Until speaker, we are recalling the member of parliament. So when you petition no, Emma speaker, speaker will recall now one number of signatures on Azra. The speaker will say that the member of parliament has recalled. That member no, what we should say, not by election. But we don't have it. Yet there is a constitutional provision. Article 97(1)(c). In most instances, up to about 8 instances and now 7 instances, that a member of parliament can lose the seat. And one, Article 97(1)(c), where the member of parliament has been absent for 15 days without the speaker's permission in writing. So, and then with a reasonable explanation from the member of parliament, the privileges committee. I think article not answer how the provision, the Article 97 of the Constitution is invoked. Article 97, the first are court. But it's a constitutional provision. And under Article 2 of the Constitution says, if somebody is acting in a way which treats the provisions of the Constitution, you can raise a matter. And the speaker says, one year petition from the public. There are some members of parliament, Ambejuma, discussion with the clerk and a review of the register. About what you said, 3 members of parliament and parliament for a cumulative period of 15 days without the permission of the speaker. And they all refer who conduct to the privileges committee. Now, moving on, any minority leader or more concern the person is speaker to the yes, and they will have no place to hide you. No, you have no place to hide. But that is exactly what we want of our members of parliament. Yes, sir.
Show accountability.
Accountability. That's exactly what we want from our members of parliament. We don't want our members of parliament to have a place to hide. No. So that the member of parliament being named in the last parliament, a member of parliament, one but a Juma for not one video, one session. One session, one visual. Obiara coming.
One permission, so only like what? No permission, so.
Only permission, so.
Hey.
One session, one visual. So you can imagine. So that is 1 year, 1 year. One visual.
Now no yari na den.
Obiara and no permission. Obiara so arranged that assembly. So that is why speaker it's accountability. It also frowns upon impunity. Because what do you mean, yes, sir, and then you expect that your fellow members of parliament will protect you. Yes, sir. Number 3. You must a member of parliament when you're delinquent. Obama to me say by yes. Now Omoting Oman Siga Etioka. The one of God Juma. Yes, Yoka. But Yoka. Asana Montica. They would talk the vehicle. Asana Montica. They will hide that. And all those things. That's also God Juma. So there must be real reason why we should support the speaker to hold members of parliament accountable, especially Article 97.1. It must be. Because it's not better. Other than that every time parliament no guru. Other thing. The member of parliament speaker for not to more coin. That what we yet human being at the cow parliament work. So that's so many members of parliament that can be on the birthday or more year or 1 month without permission of the speaker. That's them to do a baba. That's them to baba. Because now the speaker is
Sam Rana sense Sam ye adwuma me boa. And so omo ye adwuma. Omo
ye adwuma. Just said omo want to be from the speaker. So omo ye adwuma. So that's why omo parliament. One of the reasons why there's absenteeism in parliament. What's it? And here said, it's like or be an ordinary public worker. The one question they created that person. Yes, sir.
Penalty.
Who radio station need FM. The one bet you no one can't get the Emma who assisted with more parliament. So general manager will feel because I want to go. Yes, sir.
Sir, Pepe.
So the same thing. And even more there. Then you know what was cut. And the 2 members of parliament. And so I think that because extension of the frontier of engagement between the public and parliament,
So sign a what do you make of say was say of filing motion to say about reverse and fine revoke. Yeah, but speaker the decision to refer them to a privileges committee at your saying if you say yes at the end of the day, bet me aye juma and I win kunkusi baby.
Hey, Parliament today. First of all, we can say it is within the rights of the minority chief whip, Muntaka, to say that over filing motion I challenge the decision because the standard order say the speaker Amman ruling now. The only way to challenge it is to come by substantive motion. And the time they also denied, he was arguing on the basis of the speaker's ruling. Now, our speaker, so as he said, Obama properly, and said, Obama filing a motion to challenge that decision. So it is proper.
Okay, so
whether or not, so yes, sir, the members of parliament will vote to reverse the speaker's decision there. You can't tell, you can't go into the minds of members of parliament and determine how they will act. But I would have thought that. Because this is the first time ever in the history of parliament that member of the public are invited speaker to look into the conduct of members of parliament. And so I think that we should have applauded the speaker for doing what he did because it just the frontiers of democratic engagement with parliament has been widened.
Empacho, yepesi atiasie. Enti sa nia minority chief whip aye sisia no. Dear nebesi how's the process like? Ya yente say ebio because
challenging the decision of the speaker to refer the conduct of three everyone petition everyone motion to challenge the decision of the speaker to refer the conduct of to the privileges.
Yeah, and for the benefit of a chief for Mutie, in fact, me who ni member no motion be said to honorable speaker from minority chief whip dated 5th April 2022 subject motion and in 17 years say that this honorable house resolves to revoke, cancel or rescind the referral made by the right honorable speaker on the 5th day of April 2022 to the Committee on Privileges to consider the issue of absence without permission from the House under Article 97(1)(c) of the Constitution and Standing Orders 15 and 16 of Honorables Sarah Adjwasafo, Henry Korte, and Kennedy Ohini Ejepon. And to win on Pesi Nyanti, I say, is it Mrasebe Jafon Bestia? Na, the almost see the umber to aba. How send a process in a to cancel it, no?
Or the speaker had made a motion and this will be for debate.
Okay.
And the motion will be debated. The debate is debated on whether or not a proper procedure.
Okay.
Then after the debate, the members of parliament will vote. If the majority of members of parliament think that the speaker is right, then the decision stands. If they think that the speaker is wrong, then the decision is revoked.
From what Enra is see on the floor of parliament, meaning say be follow the proceedings, Nkakra, ATA, and also for BF gauge even some of the articles are watching here. Do you think that it will stand and say ebia minority chief whip at the end of the day no ebedi nkunim on be cancel and our speaker will be able to like win sign a chopa?
Oh, I think that if speaker had missed the motion, no, I suspect that his decision will be revoked. I'm doing that on two grounds.
Okay.
One honor Mutakabuara. Honor yes, minority chief.
Yeah.
So he will be deemed to be speaking for the minority.
Yeah.
And then he needs a whip. And so a whip is a very important position. Last year we could deliver a lecture on the role of the whip in the House Parliament. A whip is so important that you can't do without it. So it will be difficult to go against the whip decision. That's the first leg. The second leg, I am majority. Three members in the majority members of Parliament.
Yeah.
Almost sit on the majority side of Parliament.
Yeah.
They almost sit a vacant. Which party is going to suffer? So they have a reason to prevent the suffering. That's all.
Sure.
So in this case, the members of Parliament will be united against the decision of the Speaker on different grounds. That's why member of Parliament be absent from Parliament, but no one has the courage to raise the matter.
But Mimusao, in this particular instance, to me be for ABA speaker after the process has gone through. In Tibia, well, I veto it into even though my vote to.
Speaker says to veto power.
No, I'm just because this one maybe the term I'm using, but be anywhere between and I asked from the background said. Then it means that accountability be a no. Now it means that the MPs now have said through. We don't have any. I mean, a mechanism to also subject them to a accountability in the account. Honorable.
You heard my.
Honorable, who am I basabisa? You said until uncanny ye papa pacho.
Hello?
Yeah, honorable. There be still I yet and yet me name say baby I am say baby I will do no.
Okay.
But your kasana mean honorable, sorry. Okay, ye bebo mo dia frɛ honorable Inus Afuseni biom na saa sembise amebusa ni ene se imrahye bedwafo no nchechemu a wo ma sisia ne se minority chief whip ni motion ya wa file ni eka ho omo be debate omo to aba is likely se imrahye bedwafo no ebe to etia speaker omo tutia no se dia na chese ade no agye egu an se honorable. Hello. Yeah, honorable. Baby. Oh. Ajegu.
Ghana muntie. Na mansanya so. Adawroko fiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo neat 100.9 FM.
Ara minim say follow en komono kakra. But asembisa no na mi busa honorable say ene say ni nchechim no kan bibi say saade we nyina nso no ebe ma obroni kan bibi say accountability emrahye bedwafo no mutimi inform hundi nso say okay omo bibi on person o bia because emra ne chese okay say one kwa ejuma for 15 sitting meetings na uni permission emra ne kire I say wa vacate 2 seats but before you do befa yentimi so say okay 15 sitting days okay oni permission ti ye nefi ye there be yentimi yes I say uko privileges committee enim you understand mama here say yensaka honorable
yes kuja waje
ha facha na huma no yeah sisi dem say dem
okay
Mimbusa asem ni bioma na ote yenti.
No, but you can. Okay. The speaker needs to override the decision of the parliament. Say or move to say rescinding the decision. No.
Yeah.
On this argument.
Oh.
So on your parliament.
And yeah, say there means MPs in Benyomu, like they can do anything that they want, because at the end of the day, I'm sure the motive is to also to hold them to account.
So, I mean, you were on the same side of the boat too. I thought that this decision of the speaker should not have a challenge, because it's a novelty. No one has ever tested Article 97(1)(c), and the Parliament itself in its debate will tell us how they want Article 97(1)(c) to be invoked in Parliament. But let this one pass and improve upon it. Okay, if they think that there should be a parliamentary procedure regulating the invocation of Article 97(1)(c). Now, all the provisions look poor. You will see that Article 97(1)(a) automatical.
Yeah.
97(1)(b) automatical.
Sure.
Why do you think 97(1)(c) should not be automatic? Why do you think that even when the privilege committee says that or may any reasonable explanation, there was no explanation. And it should be vacated. Why do you think we should even debate it? Why do you think we debate it? We don't debate Article 97(1)(a). The court doesn't debate it. It's vacant. The emergency shall become vacant. The provision is couched in imperative terms. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why we are haggling over this.
So I mean, and that is why Utie Chichimwa so far minority chief with Diama and Imrashe Bijafon no can almost say and yet outsider and so they say member of parliament Bia has 4 of 97(1)(c) and yet outsider and I saw the petition ba a sitting member of parliament, and the issue is that we don't think a sitting member of parliament will raise an issue against his colleague member of parliament.
To be honest with you, if you read Article Order 76 carefully,
mm-hmm.
We talk about not be right.
But can you repeat the order again? I want to refer to.
If you read Article Order 76 carefully, particularly Order 76(1), carefully, you might not be right.
Every application to Parliament shall be in the form of a petition,
mm-hmm.
and every petition must be presented by a member who shall be responsible for the observance of the rules contained in Appendix A to these orders. A petition not relating to a breach of the privileges of the House, and which, according to the rules or usual practice of the House, can be received, shall be brought to the table by the direction of Mr. Speaker. And
Pacho, so look at that part again. Read that part again. A petition not related
to a breach of the privileges of the House, and which...
So it is accepting, the rule is accepting a petition relating to the breach of privileges. Do you get it?
There have been some TSA.
So there's a created exception. So they are talking about petitions.
Yeah.
And a petition not relating. Read it again. Read it quite slowly. You understand it.
A petition not relating to a breach of the privileges of the House.
Yes. So if a petition is not related to the breach of the privileges of the House, shall be brought to the what? to the House. Also,
yeah.
Yes. So it's saying that so when there's a breach, when the member brings a petition, and that petition is not related to the breach of the privileges of the House, shall be brought to the House to be debated. Okay. But if it's related to the privileges, what happens? You send it to the privileges committee.
Okay, so Mimbisa way you from maybe I watch my dream that means that speaker also can exercise to admit or not to admit motion, you know, a speaker so
No, we're talking about petitions. So you were motions.
But I'm saying go back to the motion because petition they say speaker
can say that you admit the motion and give reasons.
So then we come back to the order 76-1 then I'm saying that the exception, you know, I will resist and then it seems to me speaker will reject the motion.
Oh, I'm saying that the speaker can reject a motion, but on stated grounds.
Yes, and he will refer to some of this.
Okay, I don't know, but I'm just saying that why can motion no year one? Why can the petition order no year? You will see that it's providing an exception to petitions dealing with privileges. So petitions dealing with privileges need not come before the House. It's a matter of procedure or how petitions should be dealt with.
Yeah.
Petitions generally from members of the House deals with a breach of the rules of the House. And so a member petitions that a rule of the House has been breached. And then it comes to the floor and then it is argued by members. Okay? But a petition dealing with, in the way the 76 what has been couched, dealing with privileges of a member did not come before. Because you will be taken over. You circumvent the powers of the privileges committee. That's why the order, to my mind, that's why the order has been so couched. Because your committee, they are dealing with privileges. Okay? So we have petition. No petition, it deals with the privileges, the conduct of a member of parliament as it touches privileges. And to because if you do those, you will be circumscribing the powers of the privilege committee. It goes to the privileges committee. And let me quickly ask ABOAGYE. Me parliament, me on two petitions.
Okay.
One, there was a man in the Western region. Now, he was a railway worker. Now, called retirement. He was living in one of the railway quarters. Now, railway for no more town quarters, Emma former workers. But ever during the summer, or more town man, or more town man will be different. Now, also, on no what quarters, no quarters, no. Until or man lawyer a petition in parliament. Speaker Marco Kwe, AG, that petition, he said that petition dealt with the fundamental rights of the man. Okay, insofar as he appeared to have been discriminated against. So until Orfei Emma, the committee on the constitutional, legal, and parliamentary affairs said, we worked on it.
Okay.
Now the second Omar that time first deputy speaker Joe Wise Omar no kanya ho. May yes Now the second petition the meeting so okay sunyu contempo waterfalls no.
Yeah.
Na accident no. Na teacher bi wo ho. Only the students no ho. And he was injured as a result of the accident. Now, there's no compensation, nothing was done to him. Ghana Education Service, nothing was done. Ghana Tourism Board, and he was just at home. He was almost comatose. Now, on your petition, It was referred to the Committee on Trade, Industries and Tourism. And the EHU also. So it is not that you got to receive petitions from outside. So that's why why I fail to see Muntake's point. Because you receive petitions from Speaker receives petitions from outside, and they work on it. Other students know yet demonstrations, no petitions. Law students or more demonstration at the petition about Parliament. And then the Speaker referred the petition to the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. In fact, in dealing with the petition, Ghana General Legal Council, SCIA, Ghana Law School, SCIA, students, SCIA. So it is not the case that Parliament in petitions. So why do we want to say that the petition deals with the conduct of a member of Parliament as it touches on privileges? You say a member of Parliament. Wow.
Yeah, you ever heard saying okay. You ever heard speaker be admit emotion and also be dismiss it. Me assure say enrich you ever say baby anope. We really appreciate your time with us, Honorable Fuseni Edasipa. Thank you very much indeed. That's former member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Honorable Inusa Fuseni. Na and come on, ni nyina gyina says Mrashebe dwafo miensa. Speaker say yen form nko gyina privileges committee enim. Esan say constitution no e can be Ghana constitution 97(1)(c) e can, and just to read it says 97(1)(c) says if he is absent, why constitution says only he. I'm sure that those gender activists will say she, he, she. Constitution say he. So I imagine he stands for both he and she. But if he is absent without the permission in writing of the speaker and is unable to offer a reasonable explanation to the parliamentary committee on privileges from 15 sittings of a meeting of parliament during any period that parliament has been summoned to meet and continues to meet. Enti ebanesa say 15 sitting meetings. Na se one kwe juma asimrase bejeni uni permission uni to me from speaker. I say you don't call privileges committee and him say petition bar. And then speaker Ras Mubarak, a former member of parliament, and what trust our petition kratai and what the command speaker. But Mrase Bejafone said there be enya obi o wa abonten and as what trust sa krata the banner speaker ji. Eye omo a wamoti eye Mrase Bejafo omuti Mrase Beje ifie ho no say no. Omo na ese ba ku raise sa issue no. Na speaker agenti obontunsi ni kwara ontimi nya sa ade no. Eno ni asem no. Nti eno na sisi like ye ba bepe seni esitie be bia emra ne da.
Over question say the honorable Muntaka kire ne say wo ntumi mmeto abontempu no.
Ai.
Wo Mrase Beje fie wo.
Yeah.
Ate say wo mu Mrase Bejafo no na wo ma register consent.
Yeah. But on say asem so ne say ko ba ne sa. On say honorable Fuseni kan asem bi say the last parliament, the 7th parliament, almost a whole session, which is like 1 year. I feel back. A member of parliament and Bejuma. No permission. No reason. But 1 year Juma. But also bien resume. Inti akobane sa ade anache say omo ti honum saying ye tu am kwedwuma ese say omo koye no nipa no nya na se omo because say ya hu ya nkunkunku enti me bibi I say bibi koso ya tifi hanum saying na ye nim say ye din se hu anade bia enya ne kwan so na ye because you nim say kwabra na ya me menka because me say ko china me su kwesi abwaje metimi ayi bi ya me susu se ana me mi hu ni se nka kwabra so me nka nti kwabra ya me nka nti ochina me so me ya kwabra so nka and not as yet wa na ese no
as wa kwa to pekurum Omu at one will be an imsu be assisting and to be a winning uncle, sir. Or Banwat Yas and Tabo car one car. Then say, will be assisting.
And no Montie Suni, a trucker, I said, look, I dear Muyeni.
And Womu has a quetia.
And obviously, Debbie.
I want to soon to make some moment.
Debbie. And T. Yan, yes, ye can buy yes, yenim. Say, come on, dear. And Kuomunka. Omonka. No.
Because of a quesisu womukoye. Womutimra sibe de few obianka. Obianka say, young fast messi and as were benten. And fanunko privileges committee. So womuti a BSc. Enti obonti sunini nso a wo be kanso o mu se ngan anya de a wo mbepene no we be wan se overkwesi said o masi aya one na wo mo fight no speaker bebre
ba wo mre se no an se obetumi aka se motion na masem amaka no se speaker na wotumi nia minority chief we peyesi ano nchiremu mra no chese o file motion na speaker and o to me so beja no onye but so 1 year so man chichimu adkunti a 1 year
overkwesi me sure say privileges committee no kwesi agina ye bia no a still abasa ba parliament
honum kra no komo honum sei
abasa ba parliament na saba parliament wa
honum kra no em say achinyije bi kra so ba honum sei because em say speaker can be I'll get it right na a chief of Fanchemina my babem said what can I say omuvia some of the back privileges committee na so muvia some of the ba na mu debate of law
good
but na said in susuya say emrase bejafo no hu ni say da bi committee ni wia ni on be ka no eno na e final what in America na say emrase bejafo no bem so mo position ni say ni a committee no atranse anyom be ka no ntie bia say committee no kotranse na say o mo bo ensem no gua ni on be ka bia no gina ya committee ni besi no eno na e final sana emrase bejafo no person che
committee no privileges committee na emrase bejafo na bi ni apa wo mo
kwabena pa na privileges committee emrase bejafo kwa in fact omunyina kra ye mema
Amra sebega fo na ekwatena se edi o masem
na privilege kwabena na juni
ade na enko
almoa
your statement your statement is rightly placed on our rules. Mr. Speaker, where we disagree with you is your conclusion. Mr. Speaker, I want to make reference.
What did you say? Where we disagree with
where
you.
I disagree with you is your conclusion. Mr. Speaker, and I make reference to our standing order 76. And with your permission, I read. 76.1. Every application to Parliament shall, and I think the word there is shall, be in the form of a petition. And every petition must be presented by a member of Parliament, who shall be responsible for the observance of the rules contained in Appendix A. Mr. Speaker, I heard you said, you yourself alluded to the fact that members of Parliament could raise matter that could be referred to privileges, and civil society could equally do same. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect to your office, I disagree with you vehemently when you, Mr. Speaker, want to do that yourself. Because it has to be a member of Parliament who has to do that according to our rules. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Member, read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, we'll be grateful to listen to
read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, it will be good to listen to me. When I'm done, you have the privilege to make your
Minority Chief Whip.
You have to first
read the standing orders again.
Mr. Speaker, I have read what I want to read, and I've stopped where I want to stop.
Honorable Member,
you listen to me, and when you hear me,
will you resume your seat?
You have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, you have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. No. Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that you hear us, and when we are done, after the ruling and the decision to be taken, Mr. Speaker, is absolutely yours. But to listen to us, Mr. Speaker, you must listen to us. And Mr. Speaker, when you are making reference to the ruling of the appeals court, Mr. Speaker, the interesting thing that you left out, and I draw your attention to this, is that when that appeals court made that ruling, it concluded with this. After the court has said that the seat will be declared automatically, it went ahead to say that under the 1992 Constitution, however, it is the High Court which can declare a member of Parliament seats as vacant without providing any reasons or legal basis for the assertion. More particularly, when the provisions in question do not either explicitly or impliedly rope in the High Court. This is what the appeals court did. So, Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect, we agree you made a statement, but your conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the danger, colleagues, as we sit in this chamber, is this. If we allow speakers to take petition from outsiders, and so more too, with petition from outsiders, to defer members of Parliament to privileges, colleagues, will be doing ourselves the greatest disservice. Because we will one day get a dictator speaker who will simply take statements from outsiders and begin to penalize individual members of Parliament. It is on this basis that I call on all of us that to resist the attempt by Mr. Speaker to refer our colleagues to the privileges. And if there is justification, let us get one of us as member of Parliament who is convinced that our colleagues need to go through privileges to do that and not allow speaker to do this. Because today we may have a speaker that we may think will be unbiased. If we allow this to stand, it will become precedent, and tomorrow it may hurt each and every one of us. And it is on that basis that I stand to say, Mr. Speaker, I want to come properly under Order 93.5 to say this is your decision to refer our colleagues to the privileges will be challenged with a substantive motion. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, Enra, I am Rashibejim, opinion artist, who I say, a minority chief whip, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, or Chese, Speaker Namwa Wotunu, there be a tia, Emra, tia, and she share no senior tia. Now, Rashibeja for Netina say, Speaker, a G, a crata fi obia honum since a behajin papa. Na yedaswa guswa penchichimu. Epesi nyanti asye. A former member of Parliament. Rap PC apia ufuri. Enkani esukuma odobin brakwa. Ona na waye emrashe bejeni. Ona boye da semu akwa baba ni TFM so anpe.
Me de monsieur na monte sen.
Ye ho ya pa ona bo na so e.
Ya minti musmoye.
Ona bo ni ekoso ye emrashe bejemu, wa tena emrashe bejemu pen. Na yepesi enyanti ase. Ni nyina gina speaker na mo a wetu se emrashe bejafo miensa Honorable Adwa Sara Josafo. Honorable Kennedy Ohini Japan, Honorable Henry Corti, Sampin for me and saying for 15 sitting meetings, one more absentee or one man quay Juma, Omusua, one more ambeji permission be a man for reason biamba. Enti Krater be a former member of Parliament, a ho Abba, Honorable Ras Mubarak, Waji Krater, no Shimuno, in same room, enti wa refer a yes, sir, in pin for me and saying, it's a privileges committee for. And to am from na omumusa omo eni omo ni nkomo na ni aka no o ma hwe no medi ebi se da bi sa na mo na speaker 2 no enya ne kwan so ano no in fact minority chief we bia kase ya I file motion e the challenge se omo en revoke omo cancel ni speaker anamo awotu no enya ne kwan so senate ye pa ni speaker ye ni minority kan to saying
Me pensé obviamente Speaker, one of the chief executive of Parliament, in the Otum, or the instructions. But instructions is over man. As I say, papa. It is a number, and I say, a boybra. The name she say, boybra, will be to my challenge. In case, Speaker, or fair, Liberty is called Privy Committee. You see, he acted in excess of his right.
Wabro ni 2 minutes so.
That's how I started.
Then ama intia wabro so no.
Yes, inipa ni say one by parliament. One refer to Privy Committee. Yes, all finance didn't know one by. Obi yare na we go to corner na. No be abani say. And now o man of you. Yes, I also put on Privy Committee. The Pakuno or yare did not on to buy or yare no over Privy Committee. It is all find out why I say one by. Asana.
But honorable appeal for it says anya sana constitution kan nya sana standing orders ne kan en kase say obi umma 15 sitting meetings in fact constitution no emrapon no very clear and anope yakenkan and just for abs means subuma o kan constitution 97(1)c or see if he is absent without the permission in writing of the speaker and is unable to offer a reasonable explanation to the Parliamentary Committee on Privileges Committee from 15 sittings of a meeting of Parliament during any period, that Parliament has been summoned to meet and continue to meet. 15 sitting meetings. That means that you'll be referred to Parliamentary Privileges Committee. Sana Constitution, Eka.
Sana Constitution, like I say, speaker or act properly. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that Niawukano, that is not what Constitution can say. Say if a member of Parliament absent him or herself 15 sitting meetings and Kasa Yantrona Embisano say reason our own Parliament no anything. That's not what the Constitution says. Yes, I can.
Yeah, it is not.
Now me patch na wadrin about so no honorable.
Nipa me saying we MPs for Parliament. In accordance with the laws, and parliamentary regulations, there should be other at the Parliament. It is being by investigation where you not find out. And the Pakuni Yarana or Yankee to the Parliament Yana, what to call who's to be sure that or say a quan son. I say in the end of the film and Sana. We know the Pakuna way as I did. One for one person way there. No one refer at the Privy Committee. Now the investigation moves into Kwamba and my Privy Committee.
But why I saw your investigation? Why I said Speaker?
No my instructions. Or set up a committee when find out. Again, the Parliament, you will organize personalities who were studying here. It is referred to them. You won't find out who are somebody or Yarana who could if you members move you to find out. You go on Yare, you go on the hospital. It is so who feel here. No one was deliberately on by a sort of we take punitive parts in it. Now the investigation found out that now the Privy Committee, I think acted in the wrong direction.
Na empacho mentiasie sa na mo else speaker ntui Privileges Committee say omoto omsafre omso mu ba bebisa say reason die ntina bia wa absent hono adentina na onni mra hye bedwem enye sa adwuma ya na omso omkwakwa Privileges Committee no
grounds of director on anything.
And he said, "Wamuma 15 sitting meetings. Enti Privileges Committee for no forum no mumusam say, dear intina mumba 15 sitting meetings. mume chire mu na muni permission mumbeka mo asem
the Premier Committee at this point. Because one by Juma, first place of fans, so it didn't one by Juma. And Obi Yara, and I said, Obi to crime with that permission. And they saw the privileged committee, no more investigation. You were personality parliamentary, Omana, a call. Joseph Wanifi, or Coconade policy, or correct price Nifi, or find out. The David Ayan, or Yara Nasa on Yari, what to man with a day, or find out. So, over report my house speaker. Then, often call the privilege committee. Or draws a conclusion at a very fast rate. It is wrong.
And Pacho, minim say a yam rashebejum, which what on Phoebe any. Say enyama mienu na mu dwumedi amudi a guide mu constitution Ghana mrapon kese na mu standing orders ayemia no standing orders and constitution in fan the cancer ania o ye say e bia somo bi kofie ana bia president bi bra na wo mrahye bedwem kra no e bi si ye say na speaker we ye no nti asem da ho bi kra wo honom say mpacho wetimi aboy wo honom say kakra
e no me din kaka ni say circumstances on the Huja, Ojas and the Constitutional Committee, different from this present issue. Parliament. Parliament, in co-privilege committee, the job of finance said, a dear man, one woman. It must find out nothing of finance and Oyariana, Lotukana. A didn't number of Parliament. No, by report of my own speaker. And Sana, the copy of the now find out, think one by, not the copy, that one of our appear before. That can fear only. Whether now I can appear before the preview committee. Because the time of meeting, they have to appear before the preview committee. Now, first of all, no the preview committee. Obra won't find out a danger on by. If you want to find out the authorities now, Parliament, won't you find out? I know Yarana, and I want to go with that permission and so on. No, okay, and sign out the constitutional committee. So, the action is fast. I said, authority. Especially the education and son will take that decision.
Which means speaker from sir Kwan of Fasu from
I acted in haste.
Oh, okay. And which means that minority chief with PA was he speaker from and he was challenging sir decision of referral no which means only minority chief with honorable Mubarak Yadrin.
Papa, the one I give, when I will post that in the writing a speaker offers one person into the known.
Honorable, the better say and paid with you, shop. All right, Honorable PC appeal for a former member of parliament for Skuma or being Brakwa. Also, Adrian Chenono was say one a minority chief whip a Adrian. One in the Adrian said, Sir Anamoa to challenging a speaker decision referring say or di a year and pinfomi and saying so more a young form of privileges committee no speaker from and yani kwanso no. What do you make of it? And I pay I drink chair obey media far 05037217440 05037217444.
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie.
Yanko Amano so na openia wode krata de koma a speaker a former member of parliament for Kumbungu Honorable Ras Mubarak na yenini ni nkomo Honorable Yadasimu akwa baba ni TFM so anope
Miriam Joshua na say
Bako we dey fache em say minimsi wetie o na echi kakra bebi a wo no em say ade crunching me bo a
afena ekobot
fache ye yeah. Yada since see a fair wagye so anope. Na me sure say and someone ana krata with the command speaker about say Mrashebejafo miensa Honorable Henry Corti, Honorable Sarah Joasafo, Honorable Kennedy Ohini Ejapon. Penifue say 15 sitting meetings. One more enkom Mrashebejam ni ake. Baby akwa kodu me sure say we follow there.
Me follow no na me sorry na me nyanti say Speaker of Parliament, I refer matter not to Privileges Committee. Na mefa kwanya we so na memma na baso for the show of leadership. Ne anamua o 2 year to protect our constitution. Already why na for there. Constitution say a standing order say so will be MSA 15 sittings of Parliament. As I said, you couldn't ask them our Privileges Committee. And there's only one person who can make a referral to the Privileges Committee, and that is the Speaker. And wayena famudie empire ya born say one or more Privileges Committee omode nyamesuro ene do or more emma or my ebeye ejuma ebebo my money na.
Honorable Minority Chief Whip Chese, Sana Speaker Tui by referring some informing and saying to the Privileges Committee, in fact, he even is calling on his colleague members of Parliament. One more time, you should high na sadi we. Itimi kosopa na say, bebeya asem na honum senior as a president. Speaker be a beba debi kwan ode omo be fa so no nya asem ketoa. Enti or challenge speaker referral or file motion the account eto say
the ten say speaker bia ruling na say enye obida oni akra ye Mrashebejani ewo kwan to challenge the speaker's ruling through a motion. Now heard this particular issue any the attempt by the leadership of minority, because the minority members, many you know, a lot of them are furious, you know, about the way one leadership or no kwanya omo pese ode omo fa omo de omo faso. Na kwesi nka your friend say minority for the nka fa omo ho ben in a matter that sees 3 members of the MPP being dragged to the Privileges Committee. That's the first point I'm raising. You know, the second point, they say, Ohe Nia Asia Ghana for the donor her parliament in Nimuse, and at least parliament enya kwenya to do the right thing. Because Chrissy obi bia utie ya na pay. So no nanka wo bie nedwuma na nedwuma yefo emma edwuma for 15 days and as the 15 cities enya dia onia edwuma na ye ne dia no ebe ne de. Okay, you have an instance you know sir Mrashebejafo we more breach the Constitution of the Republic. And you would expect say enka obia ebeke kan ho atechiri ediechiri se de be abekwa ko hu asem no ewieye. More importantly, asemi eco Privileges Committee no wona yabo mukwe do you have an opportunity bibia no they have an opportunity to respond at the Privileges Committee. So what is the business of the minority leadership? And your minority as I indicated, a lot of them are really upset, you know, by this kind of posturing omu leaders. Afa na me abengongo bebre. Osinka SSA onia oye MP enenka present your friend saying petition to speaker. Na ene ena omu hu say MPs be my juma. And all this while what have they been doing? Okay? Now kwesi so ufi se MPP for nanka sabe NDC for MPs miensa ana bi na ama parliamentar omunya opportunity. Do you think that they would have passed the opportunity? Seriously? He's worried about the conduct of a dictatorial speaker in the future. I mean, that's like saying, sir, you have no confidence in MPs doing an independent job. I mean, there me yabebre ewomu ene nsema oka say, you know, literally no minority MP would support it. I would plead with the minority MPs on the privileges committee, and I know they are men of integrity. Minya Nilan Temo, Samson Ahi, Eriko Pokumunina Ewom. Se omumu ebia ana atene juma private job omo eye ejuma ye for ede ye friend say ejuma no edi agora. Would they be happy about it? He's talking about procedure. The speaker with his experience, and Speaker Backben is no ordinary speaker. Yenya speaker bia in the history of your parliament or what the kind of experience that Speaker Backben has. There's no speaker in the history of Ghana's parliament from independence. A lawyer on top of that. And no one just said he can't make mistakes. But Onimumrano. Okay? In Chomudia, almost one challenge here. Omon challenge it. Na kwesi eyi I say eyaba na wa enye we yi ukra usu than the bereaved. They are talking about the fact that the MPP is being unfair to Sarah Joseph. Is it in the place of an opposition party? Is it in their place? You know, to cry more than the bereaved? I mean, let's get serious. It's so disappointing, Minia. You know, now say na minority leadership ever conduct your more affairs in parliament. And then not do because politics, no, I said sorry, it's not religion. And they can't be seen to be crying more than the bereaved. I just have for Onya NDC or MPP. She's a member of the MPP. As a privileges committee, you know, NDC members are on the privileges committee. I'm so much NDC by one. I think there were 31 members on the privileges committee.
I've noticed that Jachi Kwesi County near Koshi meaning say still I'll bet me bidia.
Granted, Krasa owned to me and Kotanamua. At the end, I say the opposition can't canvass and get the support of members from the other side. At the end, I just said they can't do that. Especially when Wana Kwedu Yediabomono would be having an opportunity to defend themselves and to justify as to why or more MSA this particular constitutional provision. You know, and you have an opposition in parliament conducting itself like this, and you want Ghanaians to take it seriously. Whose interest are they serving? Are they serving their interest, or they're serving the interest of the public? Because clearly, you know, this can't be in the service of general public. It can't be in the service of the general public.
I see. Well, I'm just reading this one here, which is also online. I'll say I'm happy with Speaker's decision to drag absentee MPs to Privileges Committee. Okuje to Ablakwa. So at least minority tenure kind, you know. And one voice clip crime TRM said, and Okwado State clearly said, Nia Muntaka Mubarak, you know, is not a decision by the minority caucus. Nti opeso said, Muntaka is on his own. Nia Okuje to Ablakwa Kane, Senator.
No, I mean I must comment Ablakwa and the several minorities. Like I'm saying to you, many MP minority MPs ankasaka nenya about 14. Okay, they are they are infuriated by Adia Haruna and a chief whip air. They are so upset. Who is a MPP Nyasa own go here? They would have let it pass.
As I'm saying, it's not just minority. You tie Muntaka Mubaraka. I say yes.
Oh, Kasama,
I say MPs. That's why he's calling all his colleagues and who tie. I say Ofreo Munina catch him say yes. I bet me about say ne address for Henry Court Kennedy Japan or Modiaba. Or chine bet me so aye omunso mubi.
Emra, it's not for nothing that we have laws and rules. Emra says, of course, is a human institution, and in any human institution, no, there could be prevailing circumstances beyond your control. Ain't in Emra honor, okay? Now, if there are prevailing circumstances beyond your controller, there are things that you ought to do. Let's not single out Ajasafo. This is not about Ajasafo Nkoa. This is about members of parliament not taking the office of MPship seriously. This is about MPs deciding, say, oh, they can do whatever they want to do. That is what it is about. It's about the Constitution and respecting and upholding what is in the Constitution. The minority leader and the chief whip are on a frolic of their own. They are on a frolic of their own. Okay? And if they want to know what is happening, majority of their own backbenchers are not in support of what they are doing. Almost say a party, you know, if nobody is telling them, I will tell them they are destroying the party. Say yeah, no, yeah. You remember?
Why almost say party? Why?
The leadership of the minority.
And by that, why Haruna Idrisu?
Let me explain something to you. You remember the passage of the e-levy?
Mm-hmm.
Passage of the e-levy. The argument the minority leader made in his press conference, they say, and I'm saying, now you're very saying, Omode MPB Yaba in an ambulance. They didn't want to drag the issue. Now only as our MP no, the member he doesn't have an issue with bringing the MP in an ambulance to Parliament to vote. Only MP now no enfano. In this case, the Honorable Kojo Ebenezer Kum, the party, MPP party, they did not even see anything wrong with, dragging somebody in an ambulance to come and vote. Who pray to me? Una, you want to have something, you are holier than the Pope. You wanna Ona ufise watema. This is being in politics is not religion. If they want to be religious, they have no business being in politics. If they want to be religious, they have no business being in politics. Petumi, and in fighting for power, no, we need to engender confidence in the public. Say the public can trust us to do the right thing. No unilateral decisions are take here. No more within the minority caucus. They are destroying the party if they want to know.
Okay, all right, Honorable. That's it.
Thank you.
All right. That's Honorable Ras Mubarak, former member of parliament for Kumbungu, and Onye Din Komono. Ono and what the petition, crash had the command, speaker. I ne, Yababe do baby, I do your name, Wabe and Commodie Baby.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
Utie oha echi ponk no Needs FM.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya jon to ma me ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. We dan kan no tumu ho. Me be mo anu nso hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade a wapi ho. O ka sa batete e da fom wo. This way chocolate drink.
Catch up a pair, Baba Wari.
Aso,
ye fear said this way chocolate drink, your Soriano pan on yanum. Ye bishop free genome no snack. Ye yaho one on the serve woman. Ye did any a pebibia bogu yad yasua. This way chocolate drink in yanum. And at this one, what's yanua? Has it a wom, cocoa wom, pricky wom, bibia wom, I don't hear any so here.
This way chocolate drink.
You hear any so here.
FDA, I just said you didn't crack too much to say a ye.
Cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you glow. Anytime. Natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Utie oha echi ponk no Needs FM.
Need 100.9 Ghana Montie so no asio go ene ukwada April ne de tosun sia KWASI ABOAGYE bidi jimedie hu chia me kwabna mafon so kam ho bwacking kind e bon krata no adwenche ne bi mfem twem WhatsApp messages no comparing NDC's capacity building to about 100 ghost people over 400 million Ghana cedis and free SHS, which of it has a positive effect on Ghanaians and what makes them think too much for Ghanaians than themselves. Ray, I know they buy now. The whole world is facing economic hardship. Not only it's not only Ghana. Economic managers are doing their best, so we should support them. Yeah, we do. Edifi Silver Corner Mata Echo and Odebai Sulewo Sunyani KTK. Ghana cannot remain dependent on foreign grant and loans to keep the economy on track. It is imperative that the nation boycott foreign aid and take bold steps in raising funds domestically. That's Sule Sunyani KTK and Odifibai. And to this one, that says, okay. Did I hear the Speaker of Parliament referring or summoning 3 members to the Privileges Committee is referring? He says, Apu, does a Privilege Committee exist? Where were they when Muntaka and his minority NDC were misbehaving by kicking ballot boxes and throwing Speaker's chair away in the chamber? Henry Kessie from Ododo Dio and Odifi and Odi and Obaye. In fact, it's about time the NPP communicators sat and sell the unprecedented dams in the northern part of the country and let the public know. Could you trumpet message? You know, something is missing there. Brian Adams, Asin Fosu says, NDC will always want to tell lies to win vote. And that's why they are struggling in opposition. Brian Adams with that one. Ghanaians should not worry anymore about how fast the dollar is running away from the cedi, because sooner than later the dollar shall bow to the cedi because of the pragmatic measures already in place by the leadership that's been put in place by the leadership Yao Sankide Taifa. Former President John Dramani Mahama continuously boycotting State of the Nation address, SONA, and the other events, which the President Nado is a key speaker, is just pure envy and he says greediness. But in Denmark, you like putting things in quotation, in how do you call it, brackets. Make the point and let's move on. There. Need 100 points now. Ghana Montie soon as you go 0503721744 and pay now do I drink chair. Na what they aba yeda so agusu yedi nkomo
ensem ko twiko abata esum se don't twa nudumaja esum Ghana Montie adwumade so eye neat.
8:13 is the time today, Wednesday. Yes, Cobra.
Yo. Abusia for the Bokata, your friend is a new crusading guide. What they Henry Nanabuati Nanabi. Wanuna Oya National Youth Organizer. Emma Dankwa Buzia Domo Tradition and Nadia. Najuma Penti was out to us work on national organizer at the Ama party no. Na jebo and to media was as ya watina womu eba to aso. Na Henry Nanabuati and I'm so a national youth organizer nti. Wanuna wasun takrate I was to medium. National Tascon Conference ekwaso. Millennium City Kasua Yesu Krom. Na atumadie yi ade titiri bebrenu abekwa akopiem wo hobi Dankwa Institute and women youth ring yi akwo muntum agba anu a womu di sa atumen womu se nim kwan se Ghana ba pani a wodi kan her excellency aya Mama Rebecca Ekufuado ono nso bekwa akopiem wo hobi na nipa waso ntakrate wadumadie mu pa Aya His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mohamed Baumia, enti wanina nabi ada hanum sayia womu kas musam afepa watina ejebo Dr. Mohamed Baumia bekasa aya ewia donko 1:00 p.m. prompt na economy hu asem Ghana for the join Dr. Mohamed Baumia sumu etan Watsina aya 1:00 Millennium City Kasua Yesu Krom ana Dr. Mohamed Baumia wabekasa nende jumadi wasas ye mebunu baba entretre ntete ya wamu di break yeit no ni nyina wamu gusu a wamu ya no kama Henry Nanabuate en wogusu a woni mebunu edi asia katre wonum se yamfa anuhunu keke amfa mpambaifo na sadia de wa manual break the 8 no anya no keke enu wa mudi break 8 no asasa party ni yedumade na titru eduma pa mampani na na Dankwa Ekufuado aye no wo mu bon da wuro de tira mansan eno ana Ghana fo beti no asopem no wa hyeso ato aba ede ama MPP amanyoko ewo 2024 but wo mu ka say womu tena wa break the 8 yebetumi break 8 ya anya ya no keke ehia dwumaden nti watena aya 1:00 prompt His Excellency the Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mohamed Baumia obekasa na apiate ehwanu mo seye ane ya tekere no foforo na foforo ya tekere ye hiaska nti obi aden kakra ade akọ na oba pani ayeyi ni se sa sika jeje an wanhwe so aya maame dai sai an wata se so far so good sika wo manya aya 35 million Ghana cedis enkofo aya ade pa mumonse mamu ho na 35 million Ghana cedis anso je foundation kura be da aso enti still amumfa bi mra mumfa bi meka ho na wamu hia sika doso popa ansana wamu atumi di atetire kuro ni bio enya se bia sika kakra ya so yenya 35 million Ghana cedis nti is enough ye betumi di atetire kuro no wase no enya sa na asem no tie Monfa sika ni bi mra emeka ho na yamfa nkwa tetere apiete.
Okay. Mami nkwa man so na kwabna me so say eye asemba kwa no so di akotene waka ho asem. De bon krata no dodo na so I report wo moka majority leader asem odi tu dwa. Say omampanyi dada John Mahama. Ene de ba no state event a ya tu ensa kra frɛ no a wonko.
I was here eye ne ya pa.
Say hio. Say ya na eye ne yo. Say jealous you say dey o na state event ya so wonko. Majority leader can want say I'm here daily stage like anymore at the honum say
state of nation address no kura say what rasa wa ma inviting but wa ma
yanko na ne aboafo baako eduji tamaklo yemusa no saa semi majority leader kan ediantina womoto omonsa frɛ ye omampanyi dada John Mahama state event yi won kasa titiri ni ohun sɛ ya omampanyi nanado KWASI. Eduji yada se mo akwa baba NIT FM so anope.
Obene kwesi ABOAGYE adopa mejo so.
Asami ya honorable say chairman sa kan. Dia na mo ka wo ho. Dia ntina osi be almost 7 on count to crab 7 state event. Chese ye frɛ omampanyi dada John Mahama. Titio so na ado back on o keynote address ani am kra me nkokra. Aden.
Yo once again me chawe for you na.
Deva Jose.
Semi network no enya na me wo kwan bi so a very friendly with the network. Nti sabi. It cannot be true, sir. State functions. Dear H.E. John Dramani Mahama attended. Recently, Mekai Justice of the Supreme Court everywhere. It was a state program omanpeni by H.E. John Dramani Mahama Ekoye. So it cannot be accurate that state functions and Yadia or attending. Unfortunately, sometimes the state events coincide with other equally important matters. In the case of this State of the Nation's address, Okaya, H.E. John Dramani Mahama, not or Mahama for a long time, but Okaya,
okay. So boy koko catcher say baby on nam no ahoma no ebetimi aye basa na anya agene ho no ye ni digital macro na ye pese ye ji kakra na eye nchechiemu ne hu saa semi se state event womoto omonsa frɛ omampanyi dada John Mahama wonko eno na ye pese ti ase kakra. Well, si etimi nya na ye beto aso ye nya no nso dia na chese sene ono aboy koko baby on nam no na chese ye die no akwa akosi na watching yawo the bonkrata ne kan wasem Michelle de Herald de nimo say Baumia addresses e-levy rift with Oforiata tomorrow. Asembisa me who chronicles so any more saying Baumia speaks on economy tomorrow. Omampanyi dada na sem no de be dia omampanyi dada. Akwe confusing one say. Aha. Eje for mo fanche na ye ni red digital macro omampanyi dada John Mahama na aboafo ye ni need nkomo na wantiko. Eduji.
Sorry.
Now which I would say at least events be hon mo omampanyi dada okoya.
This particular one coincided with at the time now on a national chairman, any national youth organizer, and so meeting the U.S. branch of the party as part of the party's reorganization. In Australia, they were in the U.S. on that particular time. It was not deliberate. Seven. Announcement me and putting the programs and activities on hold perpetually. More so when on this State of the Nation address, the president kept rescheduling it. That is what has created the problem. But I'm surprised that Obiti said Chairman Zabozu, a bit me raising that issue. Amazing. So you look at the person talking, Chairman Zabozu. No, 2013, John Dramani Mahama, the inauguration, Okoye. He together with his minority boycotted his inauguration. Which I was now doing. What do you say? The threatening of the president. So even though it's done at the forecourt of the state house, it's very proceeding. He together with his minority, yeah, boycotted that whole proceeding. Tell me, yet your man, Anna, 80 animal, go wrong. Ways to get the economy back on track. And boycott it. Reflection from this. No. They are convenient patrons. Is it that being mischievous? Plainly mischievous. And it should be ignored with the contempt that it deserves.
And Mungu may find yourself.
I say it should be ignored with contempt. Now, I don't mean not what the of minority. It's so unfair.
Unfortunately, because baby, say Edugina catcher and pay your catcher say baby or namno ahumano betimi aye basa yedebesi na yatwaso yakoenim yahwe ye enkomo foforo and pay need 100.9 Ghana Montie dwumedie so eno asugui make out say later on this morning so mpanyfo eba be come home bet na say and pay na yagiomo adwenhre honorable Daniel Shaima, former member of parliament for Buem, NDC, better say, and I'm sure, say, compatriot, near former member of parliament, and so Ebabe Kainsa, that was, I'm sure, honorable IP in Subeba, because I've not seen him here, Ebiano Bakra, but I know, say, honorable Ashama, Intino, no, me, I confident abonitino. Need 100.9 Ghana Montie dwumedie so no aso gwe kwesi ABOAGYE no pay meti adwam kwabena boami Democrat anto asoma
abusiafo Democrat me de to aso aye the Herald Democrat wadi aba no watre say MPP amanyokoi na ni abre dendenden say oni judicial no beka bom na kwa bia so asen no seat no omu akwakoto aba foforo bio na watre say womu pa womu ntu womu ne betene nyape womu kwato abo womu anto abo still I want mu no NDC bewini na no na asa NDC fu abufuo sasa na tie dia okay maame Sara Joseph Henrikote na Canada Japan so asase yi womu firi wana yakoto wono mu nso aba foforo enti what is which womu tese ebre na ebetre sankofo miensen ye wa mafiri wa na Sara Joseph Henrikote Canada Japan ti ye miensen firi wono mu a na akwaya 3-1 enti yabakwa akwato ba election miensa ewa MPP for side ni akwato ba election ba ako ewa NDC for side na wan na bedi nkunim Democrat enso de o kan different what say you live no Dr. Mamadou Bawumia na one kan wofori atasika samso afo anya adwene enu nti no decide say ade an won kasamfa ho etre say odinka beka wo peace fam ha ya no woka say momo pa so tas de wono Dr. Mamadou Bawumia de ebeden na wono kura wonyi ni se na ban no ebeye bibi se san say sabi momo yi atadifo boja womu ni bie mobrowa masande 20 koyi masande 10 koyi ebi kura tumi komo ba mani wa kwasane 5 cedis ebi sane 10 cedis na sa sika nkitin ya trese womu ayemo ba mani no ehia womu pa na ehia fo antise ani yankonkota so womu nkwaji womu ato ni sika dan account mu dada ebi kura wetu asoto. I don't think it's a good idea, and I don't think the government will do that. And we are Dr. Mohamed Bawumia kind, but Abaino has done that. The government has done that. So I don't think the government will do that, and the government has done that. He will speak tomorrow. What's now? Obeka Sadiafa, you live in home. Or support to and now and support to. Now some now or no. What to see to form no side and the tetra mafa. And now say, or be defend the 11 baby a genesis. Afe Dr. Mohamed Bawumia, dollar non swear, or bekan was a moana. Or besa koswa ye, tete the anuana. Enti Euradia Duma Watina, Aya donko, Ewiakan. Betidi say, I. TV stations and radio stations ya would winning na bebre ebe broadcast in life na yet His Excellency the Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mohamed Bawumia asamu a wobeka ede afa economy obesa ka dollar and wobesa ka yi levy ene de wotini mu ni batini yape obeka yi levy no so ehu asem na waside abade Herald Obaka mu wata say Abai the contract of worker, 10 billion Ghana cedis. A cow dear contract of one no. Nenam sake inti, the Boka tetas our content of Wobebre, Yirin Weja woman. Awarianu bebre gu, a mano, woman to me on some ma, ya muamusa, woman mebre to say a name memano. A yanim memano na, a rade pie, well. What do me? Or Catherine Adam say you Adam till the land into Uba brepa. But Madie, yan sada mo muso mebre into man pebre bebresa. Into what you want now, what no here, what done who baby and ya, obey Jawari and Wako. Into a ma wadia bebre, a jay, contract of one bebre, Menoka saying, a mu 35, ewu. Ebinum swanya BP emwo de da ya asabia ni nyina abandi wonum ka 10 billion Ghana cedis nti ama contractor fo bebre no a they are in a disarray situation na awurade aya adom a wotsena nana buate nanabi woye dankwa buzia domo tradition ono na ye youth organizer one so ana wakwa kopre national organizer ediama dan kwabuzia domo traditional na nsempo onabu afanyama kensetirasa what bebi abrante na bo ne bread no wahu ne nsa hohuru nti woni mpanimfo didi ye wo pejano na ode na kwa kwagina national organizer di bre no esansa abrante no wa ya tuma papa nti wotena dwumedie yi wono ene sini na so ade akromo starting ne na nda ne yamfiafia ho omo ba kwa ba yes what say bedi nkoma youth ne de ne yebeye party ne betumi aye den na nkunimdi aba emo no kura kate wonu se break day tine nya anu o yanka ne ya no keke.
Okay, all right, so yanko ji ayenchechiemu NPP Youth Wing ni dwumedia wo mne Dankwa Institute Tescom wo mo conference I see wo ba ye yanko na Asafo Director of Administration for NPP National Youth Wing eni nkoma kakra na eda se mo akwa baba ni TFM so anope
ni michiao mejo so na michiao we finye kese so chia ni TFM chi bonina and then yena ya babipi mo kaswa eti ya di mo den Africa so Millennium City 4 and a Pentecost share kese o kaswa ha bitse every waiting for
ahonom de ade na ekoso ahonom sen ya yanim no uboy mu cheche mu a asem no komone ne sempa
mini abeda wase na ekedumadi de enkenya de fufuro yewra na boache Henry Esquire obeye national youth organizer o de dumadi bi si na ni so o lo hwe party abakosemu a mebia emebunu esori gina pitrim no amanyoko no ewini abato na over the years na yehu adwuma ewra samyoku obedi mebu nanimu onye ebe power 2016 ebi koto abama ewra na boache 2018 ewo kofodia no so eso dwumadie no yie pa him franka no ahode ni akokodu so ma could be by 2020. Yes, also enter the move to the next election, which is very crucial. Now it means that the youth wing, any army, must be prepared. I will say, Asrafo, I don't become sa akuno nesano. Isisi wamona eshawo madiso. So over the years we've been doing adena. Only say youth wing, so no. Ekubia etimutintin makese eye test. My boy, you may year 2000 era since no name before a Tesco. He has been very instrumental and a strong pillar. You doing, and a party number costum. It's in era and I watch a bedi, now a hube here said, yeah, a chair Tesco for party, a bacosem, a domofa and modern way of politics. How to mobilize, how to organize, near there. And we've been doing yes, I do a brand. I think so far, yes, that's here. Oh, Lagos. I am at test control Ghana. I be seeing Lagos, but 2-3 days. You train you in all fields, various angles. Now, you share the area, and so why it was for each and every region. I could train test control with we are a copy of water region, and also that's conforming now the boom dumping and it's anymore. This is the third one now. Yet the central region, Kaswa, also Gumwa East. Nahano and Ra Yamia Domina, that's come from various institutions and region, EBPMO, Hanum say. All the regional youth organizers, Ewa Hanum say. I have told that Frey and Party Penufua, Oma Quadre. Various aspects and skills of Yamanyo Kuno, Amambo, and a party organization. We need to say party history, foundation of the party. You will be to say, Honorable Dambotia, be a new say what party, the money party, no, and she say, we, but to the boss, the Enya, Quenya, and ne, and the Yambu no test conforming now from no, who say, Amanyo Kuna, O Domino. I will fuck him. I fuck him no and so near. You are be to say you are Mustafa Hamid. Or no so I national youth organizer with the party in my 14 year pound. Also got to the water. Not the man who not for the ideologies of the party. Yeah, center right. Okay, the center right class in Chesapeake. What and Yamabene was the year the was a part. Center right ideology which you told now say you are the two boss at the Mabuna film. You are sense of watching so is on the bill. But to the boss actually test call for buy. Initially, test call no, test call na Mabuna just so commitment without inducement. And pen for a format test call, a genuinely poor native buyer with the format test call no, and that's all. Ayera, a perform, I say, you are so somebody, they won't buy the film, you might say, woman, your mouth would be. Your national campaign manager, we have former national chairman, you are Peter McMahon, also the Tony Boss, the head of elections and strategies. I would have, and Neno a year. At the Siania, the training orientation, Papa, every way a Melbourne school for now, don't empty the money you put out with the animal. Free Hankono, no, my beer, my moshi. Also could do a more various institutional. Mako, first implementing Yama would go over there, or my Babusian. Here we are at the end of the Sanya, you made anything, but was a crowd now, you are not more copy maybe, to bed. afei yɛfi na yɛwura yɛnkasa yɛ vice president yɛwura Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia ɛnso ɛne mmɛbu no another TESCON no aba bɛkasa na wɔyusu saa akonya no ɛde akasa kyerɛ Ghana nyinaa, particularly or keenly on the economy. Na wakyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma mu ɛde nneɛma toto yie wonim sɛ yɛwura no adwuma no te aseɛ dodo yɛbɛto ne bo ase na wayɛ saa nkyerɛkyerɛ no ne ntutuɛ no ne nea ɛwɔ sɛ Ghanafoɔ hu ne ɛte aseɛ no ɔkyerɛ nnwummerɛ no akyɛ from to Bremu Konoano, that Jumadino so a shot there. You see, an intensive 2-day training workshop and orientation for your test control now. Meno Casano, in fact, the participation is so on the higher, virtually all the region. About Bedu, to do no Bedu no anymore. Obia da Kama, Yasoyano, Obia, but Babo Pro, all the regions that Kosha said, Obia the new, Obia registered, Obia one Tony. BBK time we work on so to trade they will not government organize and so and I'm making sure that the PI okay all the regional youth organizers and their deputies or Hanum say TESCON coordinators and their deputies so yeah Hanum say youth wing operation team the whole Ghana we now so PI crowd say if we have con now the energy, the integration to break the eight, it has been ignited. Maybe it's just for front and we come from and then come back to the regions, institution to go and work for the party and for the country.
So, 1 day event, 2 days, Senator.
Yeah. Well, we make 3 days because I don't know to do another and then training begins today. You better twice copy much brain. Nothing Friday they depart. It's bit not as 4, but actively 2 of the days are for training and orientation. The other day for arrival and the other day for departure. And then Tuesday to Friday. Yeah, bet
I mean, it's a bit of a controversial question, Kakra. I mean, since you did Mebunu and Komoi, because Sobetina Mebunu be kind, Jumani Hornum saying, yeah, bre, and Yamamwe Ding. I don't know how candid you could be on this particular one. Who gave you the mood of Mebunu MPP, you think? It's saying, are they happy with how things are going? And now because we're MPP for your child, Breko Yanka. Senate,
objectively, there's a mixed feeling. And yet, a mebune wahina and a sabenia or many, and that's one answer Mofeno or Mozaka, to be frank and candid. And a mebune should go a hanumwa. No, many nampo, but Mozaka. Only more example. Nayawo, just coordinator there. When the coordinator Chepa, I think in the 3rd term, only coordinator me. We are school. Na oye teacher ni abanye anai wo hono amfana djuma because na teacher for no there is a ban on recruitment when you for the past 6 years we are training college not if but ya by na me ado we nya clearer and then otradia ye tianika you other deputy youth organizers Abayi abresuno munya akonya ye adwuma atitafo ebi nurses for near there. Omu ye adwuma beye 2 years. Abayi anu etia o 3 months pe. Komuni yawo eno bitne musa bekemene. Ne abayi bi aba. Osumi bia no omu saka omu aketua. Ni pastor no ni beje. Ebi nso wo mu a sabe Napco, do now shut test conform any ordinators ne do na. The Brina Napco, and not only a Napco. A Binya Quenya Napco Nimunu Umuya Makushebe. Tani Pano, the Nibajet. Obi so a buying we are the room minding. When your scholarship or they one in school a view or technical or nursing institution or polytechnic or university. Scholarship secretariat or decentralized in the various districts. A Mandenya, Konya, and then what you make Kakra or the school. There have been other avenues. You fully be Enya Akonya. Menokase. there were operation team members bear 6 omo enya security service mu akokura by virtue say aban baya or let's say tabo and wenyemu era. So aban no baya no ipadodo and proud to 2020 elections. The National Youth Winger, the administrator, the National Youth Organizer having an opportunity team. Yet to your boss, sector by sector, employment aban no entimi aje. And the figure were no less than 2.5 billion. And for us, it did say a huge strike. Because for the past 4 years, now buying the intimate funny part, the cabo ato, a juma faso, particularly in the public institutions. Now obedient teacher training, lesson training, university, polytechnic, not to say training, but do all these training colleges and that's a tertiary institutions. Now MONTIE for 4 years. Of course, number no be pilot. It takes the government to gradually clear all those backlogs, create space and physical space, of course. Now with me after a biakamu. It's no credit there. And member to do na wahano. I will be there. A friend say GTA hope. And that's so say abai na yebi. Abai na koswa yebi. Na abai no send ya all year no and answer na wa year no they send ya all colony and that's what. And yet saying na enka there wasn't any hope. In fact, ye na ya be mo bu say no man there abuditia no na say baby anko baby amba. But this time round, others you will see say omunya opportunity. Yeah, quite recently, I'm not paying them a few of the team near the youth start program. The NEIP, I start saying, the youth start program, but me support it and then do no matter me akwenya ne. Your friend is opportunity ni sika accept ya for man kasa omo business. Na me a twa ye fru makra no ne 11 o ma parliament da pass ya magana. Yeah, they bebre because you share.
Mbabunu nani aje ho.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
So you share, you share a butaya eta 11 tia. Na I was say a mebunu a boost. Number 1, a buy say or this cano that support your point. Number 2, or say or they support entrepreneurship. Then the beya yan kasani beya support. The oyene boda you may be a bit matremu or yen business kakao but me and yes can assume. Now, no sweating me for we no sweating me and setting a corner no. Now, no so independent on his own. It's yet the say, let me know my personal, every my opportunity say, appointment me supporting the team youth now making me I get industrious on their own. 2, Nanka yen contemplate say, if they say ever pass 11. And now say yenko IMS, be more general, yenko IMS, Nanka yenko debusia. And you and I know the austerity measures are, and I said taboo, and I said challenges are, and restrictions are. IMF no ediba. And see, they say, you're passing 11, my uncle IMF, you call IMF, and can training college for your why. Omunim so trebino, omu school cry and fall. Nursing school for a baby kuri, omunim the school crana, young post you. Omukana, omukana, by the cassette, Yeniska, and you know, you be win. Omukana now opportunity to cry the cassette, why you give 2 years, you be joke 3 months. Meaning now, I'm and a Ghana for Parliament, a party 11 minutes. Now, a unique system said, you never say, oh, you will school, you be young, and you want a bind the post here. Entrepreneurship opportunity so ever to take advantage. So it is a hope given as against hopelessness. It's then there will be a question of being confident there. Then I'm catching on. All these reactions are being played. But near here, said, you remember,
okay.
Now you can say, you live apart. You follow every person of it, and I buy no used to no send your car step obey used to know. If you had there, a whole lot of anticipation there. We be seeing there. Now me politics are genuine. Now for you know, I buy no moment to and so deal concern opportunity for the future. If you have no there. You find a whole lot of teaming, energetic youth are very hopeful in the government.
But that's it. We see a senior Beko. Why, Nana? Right, Nana ABOAGYE, Director of Administration for the MPP National Youth Wing. And pay Jumedia Womu di Millennium City Home say no Makwako P. Mobunu Awamo MPP mu. Send you see CHM the M said Womania Jesenia and Yama AC call. Na Margin Cheni be no paying Komwa ye di Ebiaba. WhatsApp messages no. Al Hassan Sisi was Zenu Central. Say some of these MPs are behaving the way they are behaving, because they know their constituency will definitely vote for them when they go back to the people, because the people are partisan. Al Hassan Sisi, Eddie Ebaye, Yauza, Ewo Swami. Education and industrialization are the keys to the development of every nation, and that is exactly where President Akufo-Addo is driving our country towards. Looking at the various educational policies, especially skills training coupled with infrastructure project. So Ghana is on the right track. Yauza Swame. E-levy. Did I hear President Akufo-Addo saying they are talking about taxing the industry and not the poor? So now I am an industry. Says I am now an industry. Abi, abla de fi kuma zongo no de fi eno de bae. Hey, disgrace pani Nanado. Thanks to the Nigerian BBC journalist, and I think some of the Ghanaian journalists, especially, the KSK and his colleagues will learn from him and stop depending on their stomach, because good name is better than riches. That's one here from Meshach Asante from Aboso Okai and Odiano Bai. Nana Ikuamwa Boatin Ablekuma Central. What is the NDC problem? What is the NDC's problem with the Speaker's referral of the 3 MPs to the Privileges Committee? Why are they protecting the TikTok MPs? Josafo. People, stop that too. I'll stop reading those TikTok things. Chronicle for the NDC is so desperate for power that that's why all these lies about the government and the economy. But Ghanaians know them from Adam, and we won't fall for their lies. Kofi Kodia or Asokwa. Bosheba Amisti, Gosu Zongo. Ghanaians are going to witness the importance of e-levy, because President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Alhaji Bawumia will use it to work within the country. So let's support it. Bosheba Amisti. Kwabra Mafu studio no am say Kwabra Boami dey na kin kan.
Wafa kwesi anu ye Dr. Mohammed Bawumia ba we de hu nkomo wi. Na abusiafo daily guide the center spread ha. Shatawa ne ne girlfriend wo majae. Ya a friend. Basa 4 months nie na no wo mu wo wa. Ya no wo mu kura gare swimming pool bom. Na wo mu didi bom. Wo mu ye bibia bom. Na bam sa Ghana bia eduane ye ne ade na bia na nkoyi nti so far de wo mu agyae nti o guso search isi hawa ya single na ewura no so aya single but ewura de nyame enim na no ho afapa o kokko buro ni se ya ni nsu dware fe to under swimming pool numpa no wo dware a wotunu say ya dware te sanka monto wakwa no atene wotumi dware ya de na tinyina dware ona wo maje na ni nsu dware ya fapa dware nsu a wotumi dane na fa sei esi mu no ade na nsaba ko ade wonsuo na se no asa de ba ko nso wonsuo na se sei ya ana enne wo mu ni hobi ewe na wade jara woni ya jumtini haka dunia eti oyo ya wa magana ya want to say wono so no board driver banza no okoto ewo United States of America na wakwa akoto jom wo ho obekọ bia bi te se Bronx obekọ Chicago obekọ Baltimore obesa akọ Columbus na wasa ko Brooklyn
na ekuro ba ko se
Baltimore Bronx Chicago
Baltimore yeah More dia omo dia dem More dia say you can say on koka benku bio
Baltimore
yeah
Columbus and Brooklyn one nyina wo akwato adwomu wo ho na woni ni team in a squad na wo mo ko akwa perform enti Georgia ono nso edinani etre United States of America na wakwa akodi dwumedie wo ho ana Democrat mu nso wasan dia bana wo tre se awrade ya adoma epuda etoso edumiensa April 13th and we met na se di asem no kura di asemwa asem ya bubo ba na esa agura afedi aye ni beresam ekokoto a Supreme Court said there be wodi a wodi baaye no ya ba to egu enti ejebo awrade ya adoma April 13th and na Supreme Court wa hye obesie gina yakura tatu ade no aya back and front wa tedodo papa betina mra se bedefie wonya ahoto sane wo mu beka asam no preko na ye di na asam anaso menti anra nine member ya wo mu ye wo mu tina ase wo court wa Justice John Doche and Justice Agnes Doji nene amegate Professor ni asikote Mariam Owusu Betrutokonu Kremenso Nyonuga Henrietta Mensa Bonsu Yoni Kolende wo mu nyina tina ase no application a wode bae no wo se lack merit enti wo mu boni nyina tugu ye en wo mu ase no se awrade ya adom 13th April no womre na womra magina temu sa temu no be kwasan ye be ka se okay woda so ye mra se be jeni nti wonko na konya no wo madikra no vacant no wonko fa na ade anasa Supreme Court be stage na se said the idea na ye no yenkonkoto aba foforo wonya mra chebejeni bio enti NDC amanyoko omo boabo a wo ho MPP amanyoko wo mo nso boabo wo ho sa Supreme Court nya kase kim na chese kwan wo manim who is who why na okro na a Speaker of Parliament na wo sre Ghana for se betumi a yemfa owura kwesi nyanteti yemfa ntane ne yemfa ne mbra football mu bio esan se woba Ghana football mu no wo contribute ye pa na wo ya ade pa ma Ghana football ekogina ba bia na ni kanti wo sre yansan emfa papa no emra baake na Ghana football no emra me ni na bra ye gu papa ehu fia pe na Ghana football ntumi anyina na aso bio abrantie popoba wada hanum say Manchester United team no agu wotwa wo hanu ho enti wokọ beebi a wode nani akyere Paris Saint-Germain wo mutasa honum na wokro Manchester United wadi £290,000 per week na wati bia sika wadi no enti wo free ho na Manchester United no ankasa se obi na aboye due o se team na anso ne yede akwaji schedule baabi asase ye win kura ne ya bodro ayi Saturday ya ampo team ya no wonsa danya din bia ya obi ampo nimsi ya behye wo mu kwansini ye wie ya ne ye ni se team ya akobodro enti team na agu suomba to a wo monton enti ko mo se yempu wa we na the team ni isi atop for amonka ho ya free baby kura mpa ni ya danu ha se sane aba fom ama asna kura mpa no mu nya ya wo matumi ahura basoro ema Manchester tia no oteba fom enti abrante popo ba de wokọ PSG na wakọ akosi aka ho honom nti Manchester de waja ye team na maye ane dance Champions League ni because we team papa no Liverpool omuti Benfica said you omu she omu Manchester City nso ne Atletico enu mom de emu ye din mom pa trese Manchester City ampa woni Atletico ba wasa no ba akopɛ de na kyese wo breye enti retirement no ye Benfica and Liverpool Manchester City and oni Atletico we sanka Manchester United ye yire ye ho a enka nra say ye ne Manchester City na boy ke ya yire ye ho anka ye ne wo mu na boy and ye free mu ya ye enti team ni de ego baba kwesi somu
That's Gomra
ICC anso Archbishop Ajinasare we free bishop ho si a wako Archbishop nti ende Ghana ha Archbishop for no nye papa nko a nya danka Williams nko a Ajinasare nso abeka ho nti enya Archbishop for mienu nti we free bishop ho sisie ya me no ka sei wonye bishop bio woye Archbishop wa foro kosoro pa oti awrade ahinwa no anim ya woni no edin kita nti ene we elevate eko Archbishop
me da se kora de bonkrata no pe ena kwabna mafo aboa akenkan na yede awie na studio no mu empenyifo etna se Kofi Tonto a communication team member of the NPP and Honorable Daniel Ashaima a former member of parliament for Buem omo die dwanesa na yeni omo ahyase edin komo na before ebeko no so no making kind comment ni bi anope na yemfa ntoaso enko yenim ewo ha no saying NDC and former President Mahama should stop their propaganda because Ghanaians know them already about their lies, hypocrisy. This will keep them in opposition for a very long time. Opare ewo suhum enode no efi enode baye. Tete ensu osunyan or say the NDC is exposing their ignorance of the law. The question then is it that the NDC lawmakers in parliament don't understand the Supreme Court ruling, or is it that they decide not to respect the laws of the land? Tete, what exactly are you referring or talking about? Ghanaians should stop blaming the NDC on the e-levy and blame the NPP government who introduced it into our laws. The hypocrisy is too much. Enoch, Asaman Kese, Inodifi, and Odebano pay. It's clear that our NPP leaders are still repeating their selfishness that reduced the number of NPP seats in parliament. They should come and see what is going on at Domiko Abenya constituency. We are not ready to maintain the seat anymore. What is going on there? Tell us. We don't know. Chief Manuel Atonsu, it's good that Dr. Bawumia is coming to speak to enlighten the negative critics of the economy. The world economy is not doing well, and Ghana is not an exception. So we shouldn't follow the NDC's propaganda. Of Miami or Domi, Momo panic withdrawals by some people is needless because e-levy will neither affect their deposit nor their wallet. So rushing to take away your monies from Momo account should stop. Of Miami and Odiano Edebae. Honorable Sarah Josafu, you are welcome, but don't do that again. Kumensan Pillar 2. Please, what happened in Parliament yesterday that made Honorable Muntaka telling the Speaker to shut up was not an intention of Honorable Muntaka. Mr. Tech, this your message is some way. Is some way, so me home soon, my bad.
Ghana Montie.
Utie oha extra ponkno. Needs FM.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asho. Hey, now beka. Ya jon to ma me duku potomanto. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asho. We den kan no tumu ho. Me be mo anu so hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade a wapi ho. O ka sa batete e da fom ho.
This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Aso.
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink ya sorry no pan no yenum. Ye bishop fridge no no snack. Ye nya ho ho anu ye de serve wo mo. Ye didi wie ne ye pebibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink ni yenum. And this way no ti anu a. He se kire wom, koko wom, prick wom, bibia wom. Ade wo hia ni so se.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so se.
FDA ahwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you glow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
MONTIE OHA Extra Ponkno. Needs FM.
Mr. Speaker, we've heard your statement. Mr. Speaker, your statement is rightly placed on our rules. Mr. Speaker, where we disagree with you is your conclusion. Mr. Speaker, I want to make reference.
What did you say? Where we disagree with
where
you?
I disagree with you is your conclusion. Mr. Speaker, and I make reference to our standing order 76. And with your permission, I read. 76.1. Every application to Parliament shall, and I think the word there is shall, be in the form of a petition. And every petition must be presented by a member of Parliament, who shall be responsible for the observance of the rules contained in Appendix A. Mr. Speaker, I heard you said, you yourself alluded to the fact that members of Parliament could raise matter that could be referred to privileges, and civil society could equally do same. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect to your office, I disagree with you vehemently when you, Mr. Speaker, want to do that yourself. Because it has to be a member of Parliament who has to do that according to our rules.
Honorable member, read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, we'll be grateful to listen.
Read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, it will be good to listen to me. When I'm done, you have the privilege to make your
Minority Chief Whip.
You have to first
read the standing orders again.
Mr. Speaker, I have read what I want to read, and I've stopped where I want to stop.
Honorable member,
you listen to me, and when you hear me,
will you resume your seat?
You have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, you have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Please, no, leader, no. Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that you hear us, and when we are done, after the ruling and the decision to be taken, Mr. Speaker, is absolutely yours. But to listen to us, Mr. Speaker, you must listen to us. And Mr. Speaker, when you are making reference to the ruling of the appeals court, Mr. Speaker, the interesting thing that you left out, and I draw your attention to this, is that when that appeals court made that ruling, it concluded with this. After the court has said that the seat will be declared automatically, it went ahead to say that under the 1992 Constitution, however, it is the High Court which can declare a member of Parliament seats as vacant, without providing any reasons or legal basis for the assertion. More particularly, when the provisions in question do not either explicitly or impliedly rope in the High Court. This is what the appeals court did. So, Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect, we agree you made a statement, but your conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the danger, colleagues, as we sit in this chamber, is this. If we allow speakers to take petition from outsiders, and so more too, with petition from outsiders, to defer members of parliament to privileges, colleagues, will be doing ourselves the greatest disservice. Because we will one day get a dictator speaker who will simply take statements from outsiders and begin to penalize individual members of parliament. It is on this basis that I call on all of us that to resist the attempt by Mr. Speaker to refer our colleagues to the privileges. And if there is justification, let us get one of us as member of parliament who is convinced that our colleagues need to go through privileges to do that and not to allow speaker to do this. Because today we may have a speaker that we may think will be unbiased. If we allow this to stand, it will become precedent, and tomorrow it may hurt each and every one of us. And it is on that basis that I stand to say, Mr. Speaker, I want to come properly under Order 93.5 to say this is your decision to refer our colleagues to the privileges will be challenged with a substantive motion. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The evidence provided me by the table office indicates that 3 honorable members have so far absented themselves in this meeting for more than 15 sitting days without permission, as recorded in the votes and proceedings. And I'll proceed to mention the names of the 3 members. The first is Honorable Sarah Ajua Safo. The second is Honorable Henry Corti. And the third is Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ajapon. Consequently, as is my understanding of the provisions of Article 97(1)(c) and Order 16(1) of the Standing Orders of Parliament, and the decision of the Court of Appeal in the case of Professor Stephen Kweku Asare and the Attorney General and 3 others, I hereby refer the said honorable members to the Committee of Privileges for consideration and report to the House. Since today is the last sitting day of the meeting, I refer it to the committee, and I expect that the committee will submit its report 2 weeks after the House reconvenes. Honorable members, I trust that the Committee of Privileges will consider this matter with the urgency and seriousness it deserves, as the public interest in this matter is immense. More importantly, we make the law, and we must be seen to be obeying and complying with the provisions of the law we make. We have to set leadership by example, and I believe strongly this is one of the cases we must show commitment to what the people have elected us to do. With this, honorable members, I thank you all for your attention, and may the good Lord continue to bless us all. Thank you.
That's the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament. Ura Aban Sumana Bagbing and Ra in some of the 2 drop and Comodiano pay me a show. Wait ye, Yanimra Shebi for Ediho and Koma Kama. Oti, Honorable former Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Honorable News Officer Ebe Kasai, any din common. Yanni Honorable PC appeal for a former Member of Parliament for Esikuma Odobin Brakwa and so Kasai. And Sana opinion one of the petition no call ye Honorable Ras Mubarak Mrashebe Junior Jama Kumbungu and so ebe kasa ye was a particular issue and no nin koma ye de hyase and ne anope studio no hanum saying been paying for me no atranse Kofi Tonto of the MPP Kofi Akwaba
Brago Simijoso
Nyama boko there
Ibi aboko that's first time I share
nice one
but you share virtually
okay
for a very long time
nice one
Mitie Peace FM entertainment show yeah na US na me time difference in it no ntimi
yeah
na on say more recorded to
YouTube ni
that time crowd no we rather say more than asem now
audio on demand yeah audio on demand
ho na nti debu abeko na mafaya na stories na baba na audio on demand ne mai
yeah
3 days now to now
amanfo enemy akwas ade no ho pe abese na me wanyonkofo bi o UK land na om so omani je bia na mo ha me you call online audio on demand ni ho audio
and you see eno no na yeah wa bruchiri na prefer eno no because
yeah anytime
commercial and free
the
straight content
nice one
wo na Kwame Sifakan these were shows me say
nice one that's
yeah share and I think me wa Washington so go embassy no so one of our projects are here no mo discuss Freddie Mabe discuss
okay
I did a virtual concert with Sony Badu
for
the embassy to raise funds for
nice one
nice one more discuss near following
on the whole embassy there na me fama say me fetwe
me ni hobby o
ba wo de wa hope nti ma me nyi adwen wo ho
okay
say na na am call ye na me wife call say was in a passport nti call passport for I think that was the first time me who embassy I've been to the embassy I've my
Washington DC
there I call him a couple of times dan come see him say answer so you real then see June so answer na because we're coming to Virginia which is almost about like almost 2 hour drive now enti yam fire answer na ye traka mu ana na if he coffee washroom one there see Ghana for crowd na tisa and then come washroom nsu kakra embassy bokipu
nyame adom before I left unse Washington baby and he approval every single thing.
Approval from where?
From Accra.
Okay, so Foreign Affairs Ministry.
Yes, every single thing.
See.
And the whole structure now kasani here renovation. The structure now I think since 1982 thereabout.
Okay.
And here a full renovation. Sometimes now we are near marketing but you would rather you do the full renovation. But your train kakra still not approve and renovating bathrooms in
okay,
but they were looking to
make core not dear because this is just
when did you go?
Oh, maybe do Ghana January and February.
Oh, okay.
I think I left 31st January.
Yeah, so
we do Ghana I think on the 1st of February.
Okay. So they are making plans to renovate the entire
the bathrooms here. Some have broken down a B enye juma even the scent there is not
and I make sure say ambassador by it's one of the at the senior level meeting one of the discussion points in fact Dana Okra say come actually no a lot of she's working very hard to make sure say Ghana be approval.
Yeah.
BBIA Auditor General Bahobe audit.
I see.
Every penny.
Omoji scan, but the scanner band there. Omoji or Honoma. At least they should have done the way now. Kakra binamso.
Unse embassy no. Your president. Omo Moshe Ghana is controller. NTC can be a controller for the
yeah, no, me but I'm saying, sir, yeah, you can say it to me and she said, IGF, no, a crabby, I'm assuming the best, Sanya, because into the bathroom, I say, let's say WCA break it down, and also, no, and that bureaucratic process sometimes,
and no near dear, I want to know more case politicians, I say, or mine. I dear Brackers, you may expect it's a media for Munyan, say. Look at Ghana holistically, from the civil service to the politician.
Okay.
Na mo say indeed problem na ankasa no efiri hin. Because ma problem na be politician.
But they are the managers.
True.
Yeah.
But my main can say Washington unim say ambassador be spending $1 just a civil servant assign. A lot of institutions in this country, a politician cannot just do anything. Until I say monto mo na mon hwemra no. Na mon hwe the civil service laws are govern managing a ministry, managing a mission. Enya easy sao. It's not easy. Me, I was a senior level. I was at a senior level at the embassy. Me here penna. Just a metro letter. Now what the near three atoso. Now what the akko. Now kwabrania value for money audit. One. Sana pen. Sometimes rampono. Na pen at the crowd who hear the iron. Ne trim. So until anya simple. So until the American say Ambassador Mahama, so the first woman
Haji Alima, yeah.
Haji Alima Mahama, or born home modern papa. Or buy and Danakuma, so we renovated the entire structure. Into Mr. Oyama home record.
Main crop for at least make way or mama protocol. And I make
that's a brother was you crowd and Kaudru. So
in fact, me do security no. Interestingly, me do security no. Na omu many man am sha say so move flow me fans.
That's it.
Omu sha say so mbo nam say ahanum de enti omu ma me fans
are say omu already si ho.
Oh yes, omu yes.
Enti de omu ye nyina na omu ti.
Yeah.
Me Mr. Apia, man or beard white visa. Everything you are doing they are listening.
Yeah.
Enti no and I want say okra mpo no. Yan chow special treatment. Who I am for one shut down call special.
Oh no, they gave me protocol. It was now you know kwakoya there no.
Okay.
And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs it came from here, so they gave me some treatment, nice treatment. But I don't just say I'm going mamen.
Oh, David, I know they say on mine are chichi.
Of course.
And we must admit say being here we have to
sure.
Until I make sure say Her Excellency by in fact, Ambassador JB who are started process.
Yeah.
And Her Excellency.
Yeah, because I think at the time who said I saw I think it will be Stray and me who Bibi and I said no CC Honoma. So I thought, oh, that was a nice at least mission we have abroad near the other.
They are doing well. I mean, Madam Honorable Ayoko.
Okay, Ayoko.
Honorable Ayoko Boche. So Anida Ho, she's also working very closely with them to make sure.
Honorable Ashama, me wa kwa ba na fa che me. Minim se bia nia e kan ye bia be se obeka bibi kakra ba tre bia.
Economy na mama breda da. Nti mu dem betumi.
Economy
a terrible economy. What to say?
Yeah, who here also. Yensen Commonancy or Parliament. I mean, it's here for Joseph. Yensen Commonancy or Parliament.
That was it.
And you see, my voice in Parliament. Oh, I'm sure, sir. I know pay some of the voice clips here, but you didn't and come particularly, you do come and now pay here. Privileges Committee, we fair a honorable right honorable Speaker of Parliament, say absenteeism. The way AC course of Parliament, no, hard dream. And former member of Parliament, Ras Mubarak, the petition, the command speaker also G. Washim office, yes, it has some merit. Into refer issue no to Privileges Committee. Said these three members of Parliament, Henry Corte, Kennedy Japan, ne Adrasafo, woman called Privileges Committee, woman to woman from na woman musomo, DNT. And 15-16 meetings on Parliament without permission from the Speaker. Council. All right, so Misha infused me too.
Yo, open me that was Indra na Parliament rise one.
Sure.
Intino according to say muko school sa mu be makwaya na wa organize friendly match. Inti eno Andra no oma organize omo boy they say oma ball no can you blame any player say who na wa ball ni. So to me everybody obibia or kasano is right and entitled to his opinion.
Okay.
This is Ghana for us. I just say, starting from the speaker, Oji petition is it wrong at all? Say, or the base obeka hwasem. No. I just say, Article 97, subsection C. It is about the heading is a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament. A, upon a dissolution of parliament, or when you know my kind of pay, I'm sure you have read through all this.
Sure.
But the C is if he is absent without the permission in writing of the speaker. In writing, I'm sure it should be to the speaker, and he is unable to offer a reasonable explanation, and he is unable to do what? Offer a reasonable what? A reasonable explanation to the parliamentary committee on privileges from 15 sittings of a meeting of parliament during any period that parliament has been summoned to meet and continues to meet. So, we say, and some ye bru obinum say speaker anya no ye obinum say waye ni ye when you know speaker. To me, he's using the 1992 Constitution, Article 97, subsection C. But why are we so worried? And I've listened to my colleague, Honorable Ras Mubarak, Honorable PC
Appeal
for it. The last question be so I heard him saying that he didn't side with the speaker or something like that.
Yeah.
And sana speaker ankasa so na semaba ena Ras Mubarak so ekasaye de mi wo kasa asem ubia nyabotre. This should not be like somebody, my colleague Ras, I say ena my minority leadership na ye now speaker is using the 1990. Obviously, okay, upon checking wamba, okay, for 15 sitting of the house. Inti now we go to the committee na koka wasem. Nipa no nyanka yasem ye bu ye hu fo e wa ha. Nipa no ye nyam frɛ no kra se bra na beka ne nti a wentumi amba.
But a man for no be issue to say Honorable Minority Chief Whip said that refer Accra is wrong in the first place.
Yes, Matthias said because Adiba Kwa me say I couldn't remember say Ohoni say and excuse me a non-MP be petition speaker.
Yeah.
That is my only dark spot meaning.
Yeah.
But Parliament is working in the interest of the people. That is my second thought. Parliament is working in the interest of the people. Into or say speaker bag me ajiwe atuma and anytime I be a dachi say a dictator speaker now we say or decide no be penalize MP say wamba you pro now it does not work that way. And then I've listened to my general secretary too. Honorable I said so no, speaker has done the right thing. Which people constitute the what? The privileges committee and MPs.
Yeah.
Tell me, soldier for and now police for money parliament. That is why we should be worrying. Now, what is the essence of the meeting? Say, Brambe count masem. I just afford by say, if you are in the letter, Eddie Amasim say, mean to me, and a letter no one could do parliament. What do for? Yes, I trust about in a case, you who letter no say, what trust say, yen fan coma, and now call speaker niho. And now be a speaker office wa jiletanu baby odi share no ya hu e kire na e ko hu ye. So all these things need explanation. We need not labor ourselves on this at all. The speaker has done the right thing. It is now for the people to come and say nientia oma parliament for 15 sitting days. That is all. Now, on the side of Rasino, onusu meka chense onya botre. Just say you can't. He's my colleague. So you see, you can't just be blaming your leadership or our leadership and I say and I say no. The speaker is doing the right thing.
But you, Honorable, Nia Rasmuba Akaino, is this something you've not heard in recent times? Sir? Some of the minority MPs are complaining about their leadership style. Utie, Nancy, I think that there was an issue, and Al-Hassan Suhini made a post, I think on this same e-levy. He made a post about the fact that a man for a friend, but on to me pick a corner.
There is no society that there will be no complaint.
Yes, but that point, I'm just trying to establish Nia Rasmuba Onya Botrenam say, but these are things that the MPs themselves are saying. And Utie Honorable Kujita Blakwa, he said that, you see, he said Nia Muntaka Ayeno. You want to state it emphatically, sir. It is not the minority caucus decision.
Oh, and Ndra General Secretary Kai. Intinu onu or stating in mind. Inti say Minia Ras bonded up all the leadership on that. And Amika say enye.
Okay.
That is it. And Amika say enye. Ndra Manti minority leader voice mum.
Okay.
But if you bundle all of them, the caucus and all these things, adienu gra wanga sawaka say eyobie ye na udi to eko to o dem. Giant grofo no mu yo ye. Elena wanga sa wu jina wasu na sa ko jina ha. I call for peace. I call for understanding. And despite all this crano, nipa ye commercial, they are Ghanaians.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy. Laws are made, but their implementations are very, very difficult. In there, say speaker catcher address afu say on free parliamentar. But constitution is right, but you don't know what is going to resurrect at the what is the name of their constituency? You don't know what to resurrect there because also one is supporters. So we handle these issues with tact. Before we say NDC for address afu free ho. That is not, we are not playing that game now. Because I could remember about a month ago, say, I just have a troll letter, the speaker said, on man extension of time of about 1 month, that is to the end of March.
Yeah.
Or troll letter, man. In this occasion, so I troll first one. If you are speaker, what will you say about it? To me, I don't want us to belabor this issue. But the issue is say, let the people come and answer to the committee, and then it will go to the plenary by the report. Na hunia ekoswo near Chief Whip Susu Ekaenu. You should not be so worried about that because say outside out, say inside out. At the end of the day, the matter will be referred to the privileges committee, and then the privileges committees are both sides of the house. They are members of parliament, about 37. Or 35. Into Somukohwa, do you think they cannot listen to their colleagues? They will listen to them. To me, and Amika said it was just a friendly match. A bobble at their closing parliament in Dra. So let us listen to them. Somu, they don't have any reason. Still, I'm sure we will listen to them. So it is for us to listen to them and hear their side of the story. I rest my case.
And that what they need ya kwa kogumamin Kofi tonto tsunami tie Kofi so Kofi enra mrasebedwa nyesi ni aba betodwa penfo miensen MPP for munipa mo members of parliament miensa address for Kennedy Japan and Court and I mean fancy omo ho aba semi privileges committee speaker say omo hwe interesting you have an NDC MP and waje ejinemu or say there be Nia air column so mark quite as a year juma, they be the baby how my dream. Minty wa drink show.
I was in that. Eddie kind menfa and chair on my if one in your penny and then over high. A toss be on so no. Main cancer said, Yamea doma a china, no me and some pepe or my penny, abedi a tree, and a gun of winina, a bidding como, afa or mine or in sick as some. Nti obia obenyamre no ontie na omampanyin ni ninkita ho
ebi so ma penache nti sisi ade ombetu nanum tuna ebi se wo kwan be am si o economy nanse de bia o yo Boy, IT expert, they be a digitization.
Economy. Digitization assembly. Na ye ahomete efri say. Bragos in saying Ghana Blasters ball game. Unim say BBC for the first time you then e-ticket. Unim asama national sports you for never kind.
So
what does that mean? What it means is that for the first time Ghana nyesika ebro so change the na die den yenyan. It's a simple logic. Digitalization is a form of providing or improving on the economy, raising funds. Enti we no serve as an example say sebe ye de abe for niema eba oman chichiri mu a eboa ma oman no ekonanim. Anka stadium ye nya na de bia ankofo titi take it wo ano a ye hu ba bia sika no kodru. Ene hwesika omunya ye. If my memory serves me right, I was about 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Never in the history of Ghana sports yet me raise that amount of money at the stadium. Enye ni nyina enye ekwan a ye fa so say ye be raise revenue internally nye bi no. Enti ho no de me pa chaw bebre ma ko phone kasa ansem no say ghana.gov ye raise sika o de enti na tax revenue nanim because we are gradually closing the loopholes. Say ne be ya be ko enti ho kra de ma omo ntiase no nkeka sa ansem no. But anyways, nyame ya adom akina omampanyi abedi akire ne Ghana fo bedi oman no economy ne ho nkomo na ode na dwene atodwa kwan a ba bia oman no abedru ne ba bia yeko ne kwan a ye befa so a sebe ohawa ye wo mu no ebetimi aso ano Ghana fo anto aba ma ye se ye solve easy problems. Ghana fo to aba ma ye se ye solve difficult problems. Ti nyame ya adom a akina ye ne Ghana fo ebedi ho enkomo. Meba asemu a wo kan so no sabi o hwe yen Ghana yen amamra na e kire kwan a yen fa so a yen ni enjuma nyina parliament nso ye den e ka ho parliament was standing orders of the ejuma na apart from some the standing orders nso ye ejuma no they are guided by the constitution o hwe section of the constitution amenu apanyi kan ye a very clear. There's obi eto parliament mu a brofocasing say absenteeism na tosu be 15 days na oni nyina so a I think say eho na asem ne yeden ewo se nipa ni nyina so ana oni bibi odi be kire mu de enti a that nefu adunum no
I think say we've been saying days but
working days me boy so parliamentary sitting days yes enti not just any weekday. Ti emra parliament atena se a wan ma no se e kan bom ne bedru dunu mu a eno ena na parliament ni wo bi ka eno nso no ye ma wakwanya ma wo be den wo be kire die enti a e bi a wantimi ama. I think say standing orders ni nso kire say wantimi ma tronkrata de efabre speaker. So in a nutshell say obi raise query about so obi ama na ye hwehwem no I don't think say too much of a problem. But yeah, na obi ya dia adwempa etechire no. Na to de bi wo ha ese den ye hwe. Ye musa say ye nua Ras Mubarak. Na adwempa eta sa de no echi no enesen. Ene say opese Ghana amamra no ni yie yo no ekonanim ana say e bia politics bi na ye nua Ras Mubarak epese wo ye. Enti se wo ko Facebook na wo read ni nkasa ye mu ne adwin chiremu a na ekwa akome ya kame aye se NDC fo ni bi pese omoye tit for tat bi kakra se ye MP ba ko bi mu pese mo wona tiko de ne yenso ye be fa nyansa kwan bi so na yenso yama yapamu mo nkofo bi every parliament ho. Because is it the first time sebe MPB enti na medi kan ye preamble say emra no ma ho kwan say obi ye mfom so a ye twena so. So I'm not in any way justifying obi mfom so a waye den. Waye. But o hwe asema honorable Muntaka kana. Ono atena se adwene ho ahu say parliament adwuma yemu no eto da bi a sinto bitimi ba. Ba omo nim kwan a omo ankasa no omo fa ho efa so den esi sa sinto no ano kwan. Eti se ne obeye ade bi mane beye ahyensode se yenye ne se ya. Wan hwe ye because I share parliamentary attendance sheet na Yen nuanom mu bi won so ankakra omo ben saa 15 days no. Omo ben saa 15 days no. Enti yenye careful. Yen na yenim Honorable Kennedy e Japan. Obeka wa abonten se na ne ho mfa no. That was one thing. Obeka wa abonten se na ne ho mfa no. Emma sabi okoye surgery ni ade nyina edabedwam ma ye nyina ye hu ye. Ye nyina okasa mpo na ne kasa akofom kakra ye nyina ye hu ye. Ye nua panyi Henry Court enso ye tete nsem se bia o niam kakra bia challenges kakra bia all go through. Enti se bibi mpo ni a ye hwe kwan a ye befa so a ye nyina ye betimi ato adwene na ye nuanom no ya twe o ba na se ye mpam obi mfiri ba bi na ye ntimi ne mo nye pe na ye mfa nye politics ne sa na ma no menyi ni se ebebo anti I think is in the right order say Honorable Munta Council asori agina say the speaker here no entwa if he say the question is Ras Mubarak no or to me say or petition speaker na ye nyina ye nim say wo de asem kokota na se wu nipa na wo de asem ne court no se wu ni nyina so se wo de asem ne back court timi ebogu meboa enti se parliament nso ye bibia the question is ebusa ne say who has the right to petition the speaker as far as say she obi attendance who has the right? Is it an ordinary Ghanaian? Is it another MP? Who? Is it the Supreme Court? Is it the executive? Who? And now is it a member of the constituency Nipano or ye parliamentarian? Who? I think see in your education, yeah, who say the speaker, it is legally tenable and I say tenable. Because the idea assembly banu ni locus na, then ab initio. Oninyina so say o take his decision to set up the privileges committee to look into the issue. And I think these are some of the matters that we have to pretend and see where the facts are.
Okay, all right.
But
yeah,
but the fact still remains. Say, you see, say, yeah, so maybe it is not there, but say, Ghana for say, unless it is an MP, though we know that is Parliament. Okay. Oh no, it is an MP, obe a petition speaker. Now say Ghana for do na ye twa majao. Those who are in Parliament, they have the opportunity say, assembly as speaker bejeno or the Bema Privileges Committee.
Yeah.
And these Privileges Committee members are members of Parliament. So I think we must allow the public and the way speaker have received the petition and acted. Tenka ekoba say nipa no the petition no come speaker pe, then he pronounce say there should be by election. But in this case, he received the petition, passed it through the system. He said, "Ehona mesre minua muntaka say, onususu onti wona omoka say, onyadwin, omunti omasi because in any case, the case or the petition will be put on the table of Privileges Committee members, and that is where the decision will be taken after they have listened to the people involved or honorable members involved."
But honorable, one say, Sadi, I am Rao. More standing order. And I'm also the constitution on a year. I think, say Obibe petition, that process must be right. That be honorable.
And nothing no G, and nothing I speak at G.
But does that necessarily make it right? And no, unuya be a raising query about it. It doesn't. The fact that speaker has accepted
it, because the constitution, no, in the order book and say any order book must say you cannot take it from outside. No? Speaker only. The speaker Bagbin today is the most experienced person who the order book
who mistakes are why ya muamo party for crasopano. Muamo party for from Sami Jenfi to Ras Mubarak Masopano. Let's not go there. The point is that
don't push it into politics.
You are saying say or your experience.
Go and read the order book.
Aden Kofi, Unyin is the most experienced.
No, I agree. On that. What you are doing, you want to do
I
politics.
agree, sir.
I don't want to do politics.
Politics. I agree, sir, or you're the most experienced. ɛno deɛ ɛnya me na ɛsɛ me ka the facts ɛna ɛka deɛ me kyerɛ ne sɛ obi yɛ most experience ntimi nkyerɛ sɛ ɔntimi nyɛ mfomsoɔ ɛwɔ bi sɛbe sɛ speaker yɛ bibi a me Kofi Tonto me na meka ɛyɛ ne nua a ɔne ne wɔ parliament na abɛ raise questions ayi Muntaka mimi ni Bagwinsi Muntaka ɔne na yɛ adwuma no abɛ raise queries about the actions.
Me say what is a speaker catch no say go and read the order.
Read where?
And no say onim baby obeka in the ontenance
no honorable speaker has to educate the people. I took this decision based on this order in the standing order. You can't just say go and read
and dragging.
No.
The thing is going to the bipartisan committee.
Oh, must it go there in the first place? You see, no what happened.
When you say you know why I'm doing all these things?
Yeah.
When you say that it must only be members of parliament.
I haven't said that.
That is the stand of Muntaka.
Okay.
That is the stand.
Okay.
Then it means you are denying, if they are denying you, saying I won't be beer, who the command speaker maninje. That is why. No, that is his stand, sir. A non-member of parliament should not petition.
But Kofi, we can
so you are denying the public.
No. You can't
point in this say.
Okay, so
my point in this say. A yes, Sanka, ordinary people bet me a petition speaker. But the Mibusan say, a dear Namranica say. Dear F, a sefatana dear Mranicano, a different things. And today, Mranica, see who the Mranica, not Ghana for you, Najitum said the Mranica name, why? What do? We change the law. Is that not the case?
Well, so Mrakasi any a constitution. Yes. The constitution is not too clear.
And this is a standing orders.
It's just a standing orders. And if you, I think it's a 76 one or so of the standing orders. But no, Okanya, then you sit here, no.
Yeah.
There's a portion, and then I know paying honorable news of saying the crab. I meet me at Chase. There's a portion of it a Chese. Well, and near maybe which does not infringe on the privileges of a year in Rasebijafona.
Yeah.
And no, pick a bit me Aji.
Okay, from anywhere.
Yes.
Okay, Brackers, your Mremi will be a friend of Penumbra. Penumbra is laws that are not explicitly written, but they are enshrined in the spirit. I don't know me what faking. Yes, be a standing order in the constitution in your explicit. But now say a representative government in Intino. Say me a wujina ho amameno. Say assembly hamia. Ese mi timi bana me beden. Me be petition speaker no. It makes sense. So me no ni echinye. The American say na mraneka. Kamrane in kasa dia. Ene yen nyina yen yintum say yen ko back because me makojina queue mato abama say koye me MP. Na se wo yam from so na me ntimi petitioner. Yes, etwetwe aso kakra. But what does the law say? So Penumbra gives some explicit rights to people even though and state clearly no. Ewo ho. Enti den ye be ya, ye betimi de aboa magana ni bi a kire na dwen. Efa mrahye bedwafo adwumadi ho. Ba sese no ye hwe de mrane ka. Temfomso wo ho a na ye nyina ya ye den. Ya fix.
So in the absence of the law, and speaker is occupying his seat in that house. When speaker give directives, you don't have to challenge it. You can challenge with emotion.
Okay, that's fine.
So the original speaker said tenancy.
Okay.
Waru said tenancy. Konakoka uzi on jaiwa. That means he's no more in the chair.
I know the Minya Masheba Metwake was a Niamon Sam Kakra.
These are some of the things.
Meche say Mche nya minority chief of Bien.
Mche. Me ankasa de me video.
Yeah.
But if that's the case,
so you say that one speaker is in the chair, no, on only authority of that house.
Of course.
Because I think the leader crowd, minority leader crowd was drawing his attention.
Yes.
Because
you cannot be on your feet to amend the constitution. Once you're on the feet, you cannot be there to amend the constitution. So you must sit down, listen to the speaker. But I look across Alban Bagby, Senka Michael Quia, and Coben Wadi or the Bayano.
I didn't know how sir.
Oh, now your right honorable Michael Quia and the chamber. One will say at the point in time, cry, you walk out because he's not trying to listen to our leader. And now, when you see, almost I do one chair, because he said, they're not free with some. Magokwe on to me as Hadian, on Finukra. Now, and Gawen Winina Gra, Passy, and you're not doing I have passy a Japadi, and you winning.
Medasi.
You said, you yourself alluded to the fact that members of parliament could raise matter that could be referred to privileges, and civil society could equally do same. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect to your office, I disagree with you vehemently when you, Mr. Speaker, want to do that yourself. Because it has to be a member of parliament who has to do that according to our rules.
Honorable member, read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, we will be grateful to listen to
read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, it will be good to listen to me. When I'm done, you have the privilege to make your
Minority Chief Whip.
You have to first
read the standing orders again.
Mr. Speaker, I have read what I want to read, and I've stopped where I want to stop.
Honorable member,
you listen to me, and when you hear me,
will you resume your seat?
You have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, you have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Please, no, leader, no. Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that you hear us, and when we are done, after the ruling and the decision to be taken, Mr. Speaker, is absolutely yours. But to listen to us, Mr. Speaker, you must listen to us. And Mr. Speaker, when you are making reference to the ruling of the appeals court, Mr. Speaker, the interesting thing that you left out, and I draw your attention to this, is that when that appeals court made that ruling, it concluded with this. After the court has said that the seat will be declared automatically, it went ahead to say that under the 1992 Constitution, however, it is the High Court which can declare a member of Parliament seats as vacant, without providing any reasons or legal basis for the assertion. More particularly, when the provisions in question do not.
Okay, all right. My main can come kakra fa nu si na yemeko omampanyin na ado danko Akufo-Addo ne nkomo twetwe a okodi BBC da so egusu enwie mpenifo abetena si anope ye ba be hwani agi kakra ba before mesan ma o ma be mu no ma me enkan mo comment ni bi mo adwenche ni bi so boa dwumedie so my main can be positive change your Madina. I'll say, why would any serious government tax money that has already been taxed? Every indication shows who is wicked and insensitive. This government is very, very insensitive. Positive change, Madina. And or the fee and or the buy. Mr. Speaker and Honorable Muntaka is all because of this is all because of power play. Lastly, no amount of equalization from the NDC camp can compare the humiliation and disgrace GM went through in the hands of the same BBC journalist Peter Okoche. That is one here from Kwejo Edupako, President, concerned patron of social media. And Odeba, DJ O'Malley and YOC says, pay e-levy to build Ghana. No contribution, no chop. Only the NPP government and His Excellency President Akufo-Addo and Vice can transform this country. So let us have faith in Nana Bawumia, DJ O'Malley and YOC. I want to know this. Is it that when you absent yourself from Parliament for 15 consecutive days continuously or just 15 days before your seat can be declared vacant, was Kennedy a Japan not in Parliament during the e-levy passage? Well, I'm sure Pitri Brim from Aberanko, Oti region, I'll send a message away. We've set a time and number, time with that number. It is 15 sitting meetings. 15 sitting meetings. Into Mashebe for net Nasia. Oma Transia ne, one call, Ochina, one call. And maybe next week, almost Antransi, one call. Into 15 sitting meetings. Maybe on Betnasino. And yet days. Because you can say all kind of days, so we should be very, very careful about that. It is not days, it's 15 sitting meetings.
Say, oh yeah, absent 14 days, zero.
Okay.
Almost starting new one. Yes, they can't keep
why
it for
they,
you.
Why are they
That
going
is
back to Ade?
that is a sitting.
Why are they going back to Ade?
Indeed, it goes to zero.
Oh, come on.
Indeed, yes, I'm buying a kind.
So, brothers, when we didn't tell me, because Ade Ras Mubarak, a bit petty. But anyways, brothers, we read the Ade, and I think it calls for education.
Yeah.
We'll be trouble by say,
Mm-hmm.
why are we already taxing money that's already taxed?
Yeah, baby, this is uncommon. It's part of this conversation.
Okay,
so
because,
let me just play this voice. Let me play. So just note it. Na member voice kakra. Just to remind or refresh our memory. Na yembra ni na enkomo twetwe ye BBC 4 ni omampanyi na na do danko ekufuado enya yentie Peter Okweche woni omampanyi di nkomo.
Ghanaian economy at the moment, it's doing. I mean, let's just be honest. It's doing terribly.
Not terribly.
Well, when you your inflation in your country, inflation in Ghana.
I don't know the economy in the world that's doing well. Tell me where you are here.
Inflation in Ghana.
The highest inflation.
Well, 15.7%. The Ghanaian cedi has fallen 20% on the dollar. The worst after Russia, which has a lot of sanctions against it.
It's began to firm up. It has begun to firm up. We're seeing the cedi systematically appreciating against the dollar.
People still can't employ. I was just reading today. People in the hospitality industry that you're pushing so hard. Having to lay their staff off. We've got taxi driver unions threatening strikes because of spiraling fuel costs. I mean, it doesn't look like a place that I want to go and put my money.
Where will you put your money in the world today? Where will you put your money? In Britain, which is suffering the worst standard of living statistics for over 30 years? Is it? All right, let's situate ourselves correctly. The world is going through very difficult times. Ghana is no exception. Nigeria is no exception. There's no country in the world that is escaping the ravages of both COVID-19 and also the impact of the Ukraine. But what you need to look at are where are the elements being put on the ground that look beyond the COVID and beyond the Russian-Ukraine war. And I think you'll find that in Ghana, the recovery program that we have is one that is considered very credible, and it is what is going to give us the opportunity to come out of this period a stronger economy. And it is that future that we're looking at when we're attracting people.
Let's talk about one of the structures that you say you've put in place. The e-levy, a lot of people are calling it a stealth tax on people who already are impoverished. It's a 1.5% tax on people who do business on their mobile phones. So if they use their mobile phones to send money or to...
The digital economy, the mobile economy.
Yes, but you're taxing people on money that has already been taxed.
It's the biggest economy is emerging as the biggest economy in the country. And for a long period has not had any taxation at all. So it is important now that they also come into the net. Our country has one of the lowest tax to GDP ratios of any country in West Africa and of an equivalent economy. The ECOWAS area, the general average today, tax to GDP average is about 18%. Ghana, we're at 13%. So it's as if you're talking about a country which is already overtaxed, if anything at all, is undertaxed.
Okay, let me take you up on that point. On your low tax ratio to GDP. I'm just going to read this quote to you. It's from John KWASI, who I'm sure you might know is the Director of Research at the Accra-based Institute for Economic Affairs. He says there are several loopholes in our tax system that if they are plugged, will be able to raise our tax to GDP ratio to something like 20% from the 12% that you're talking about. Are you speaking to experts like him?
First of all, there's a recognition that
he says that there's no need for the e-levy.
Well, that's his point of view.
He's an expert.
But he's an expert. They're experts in government as well, and we think it's necessary, and that's the reason why we...
You think it's necessary to tax people who are already impoverished?
They're not already impoverished. We're talking about people, we're talking about taxing an industry and transactions where a lot of value is being created, and we want to also bring that value into government coffers. I think that is something that is very, there's nothing so, and the levy, it's not Ghana, it's the only country that has something like a mobile, a digital tax. Many countries, they will not like it.
Because they're already taxing people who do business online, and then you are taxing as well.
People never like taxes. I don't know any group of people, especially businesses, when taxes are brought to them that like it.
When you hear all these stories, Mr. President, I mean, Ghana was one of the rising stars of, the economic recovery of Africa, so to speak. But when you hear about all these issues with the economy now, what exactly went wrong?
Nothing has gone wrong. We're part of those who have been very badly affected by what has gone on in the last 2 years. Until 2020, since I came into office, 2017, 2018, 2019, the beginning of 2020, we were growing our economy at about 7%. The GDP growth rate. One of the fastest growing economies in the world was the Ghanaian economy. Even in the crunch year of 2020, when the economies of the world dived, Ghana, we still managed a positive rate of growth because the fundamentals of our economy are strong. But it has been a difficult task for all the economies of the world. I think it is important that when you're making the kind of provocative statements that you're making, that you situate yourself, you speak as if you're living in the same time as you and I, where the world economy as a whole has gone through very difficult times. And there are several things that we're doing, which is in the line of being able to pick up our economy again. I have no doubt that next year, if you were to come and speak to me like you're doing today, we will have a different set of facts for us to look at.
100.9 FM.
And some of what you call bata, assume said don't change the major, assume Ghana Montie Jumedia so, a neat.
Nekre yanopa Jumedia Ghana Montie Suno Asio Gwe, KWASI ABOAGYE me di Jumedia Uchami, me penny for me, Honorable Daniel Ashaiman, former member of parliament for Buem and Kofi Tonto. A communication team member of the NPP, and many of my share had say or much my dream. Imagine change being so coso na and come on, your boy, ye fiti and rat, ye do and come on, na ye twaso and team. Memra, meaning pin for Adventure Coffee. Mensha see a few so na minti or man penin and other down quick fado. And come on, ni BBC 4D, a be a can't show my dream or one kama. Osha mo teach you so far near ye boy economy and a levy. Who say be say so man penny Johnny media no Ghana hanum say no akọ no mo de pim no enti we de ono ankasa wonfa ne ne ka ho mintio
me da say brakwasi o man penny Johnny media e wo Ghana ha aban in Johnny media e wo Ghana ha we are always engaging Ghanaians senior beya and
sorry you.
Yeah.
So they'll be back as okay, make kind of. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you go online, you see the story. Akufo-Addo's handlers blocking him from local media. Brima, the executive secretary, my Media Foundation for West Africa. Suleiman Brima. Nasem nibi inamiko to media semana make.
Let's not delve into it. Yenhwe asemno. Because journalists now obusa questions. Or style of or the journalism and an interview. You're the first time when they oman penny and penny be a share. Profo back case because why abrasive. So any style. Your interview be a hot interview. Until who cry now who question who expect to say some of these things ABC. When the President Mahama a year interview that on the Kubusa say President Mahama Aje bribe da or kase me as a human being or whatever. It is not anything new. Say obebusa questions are sebi you a provocative. But journalists na kasa yen fum so bia na eye me nwanwa. Na say ye to ye bu etie nsem a obi ka ne amfa anye politics a. We realize the challenges. My mouth 2 examples.
Because if he says sad time, no, bisa man. All this description, aggressive, ni sad time. Man, kasa, mu hailing so a journalist, papa.
No, me masima make I'm focusing on specific and maybe your kanya or yam from so.
All right, coffee meeting.
One, or say, why are you taxing money that has already been taxed? Economically, it's wrong. Because he said, we are Juma Waha. And son, you bet you entity tax also.
Entity.
Uti entity tax ni wie, na sikane be count sa. Uko tadi ya untua tax.
Itua.
Uko fato ma untua. Are there no other levies ubetua?
Then you know say the money you've already taxed the money.
You make sure say economically no it is wrong. Because in any financial space, money is continuously taxed. There is nothing that says say you can only tax money once. It is all a journalist. You must understand basic economics. So make sure say you take your salary is the gross. We tax it to get the net. Unya net ni we are okota dia ye betu sales tax. Ukofa ka mu kwan so ye betu toll. Ukoto bibi ye betu levy. Is the original money not taxed? It is a journalist. Now we put to such false economic fundamentals who getting it wronger. It shows why the president will be worried with the kind of questions that Ubusa. 2. Journalists can say or say, why are you taxing people doing business online? Ragosi, the word that we use you emphasis on what? Business. The laws are clear. Once you are doing business, your bottom, your market, your online, your sorry them. Once you classify as business, it's business and it must be taxed.
Okay.
So we are journalists. Now we name these basic tenets of economics. Where lies the argument? 3. Context. Or England as a journalist. I mean, can't be being true. The Mirror. First of all, UK inflation, is expected to hit 8.2. Now, 1st of April, UK eto electricity move by 56%. United Kingdom. So, we share the Mirror report by just a few days ago. Almost say cruel April, and I'll put the story for you. Me just a second. I say April cruel day. Daily Mirror. Energy bills up, council tax up, national insurance up, water bills up, stamps up, broadband charges up. Into United Kingdom now, branch yanity obusa questions stamp umpa ya de entire envelope so no ya tax no. I mean ya increase the price of stamp. Internet ya de ko internet so ya increase no. Council ya near friend town council no. Omo tax ya increase no. What it means is that there is a global phenomenon. Me, United States, I'm a T. I have never for my life, for 20 years, Martina US, petrol, I hate more than $1.45 cents. So, Uber drew 2 cedis and I say, the highest spec. And now I know, say, in some places, petrol is selling $4.75 cents. Ama US aban say inflation ne kosoro dodo into o ma increase interest rate by 0.25%. And now me know ka say Germany retailer say niema bo any challenges omunya in the economy nti no omo to niema mu 20 to 50%. Enu nti no man panika say questions ya ubusa mi ehin wiase ben na omanya no ahunguno so a Ubeka se Ghana nkwade creating the impression say Ghana nkwade ye wo how bi mu ebinsi da me no ka say Sri Lanka ya shutting down the country because of prices are air kosro ani ahochire aba ye wo other parts of the world that me refer the other country and also wo Asian country back wa paper and crowd mo to e dia print exams among crowd no mpono omo ni sika omo de to. Now, does that justify anything? No. Because Ghana fought to Obama and say, yeah, me solve difficult problems. So Mampenyi can say, I am not saying it to say something must not be done. We will do something about it, and we are doing something about it. Now, you will see the difference. But context is important. We are journalists. Now, your argument has situate the argument in proper context. Menoka say Market Watch. I predict say U.S. economy by summer, which is the next 3 months, potentially will hit a recession. Do you know why, Brakwasi? U.S. for a buying since COVID buy or ma print sika and the bossing or ma bonkwa over $6 trillion. Sika or ma printing the bossing or ma bonkwa $6 trillion. Never in the history. And no nani chiche bima and for but and no pono and for about bontin says sika buy ne chiche ma omono asa because inflation is eating up the money. There has been some increase in salaries, but and now say inflation 7.9, highest in 40 years since 1982 thereabouts. Enti abanon kase ohawa ba yanyintum we admit it me jitum me to petro Ghana for mo haw ne amane bi wo ha mo frɛ me besrɛ moa me to niema wo store minim de ekoso minim ho kira aba Ghana fo nyina so minim petro akoso ya gitum pa ubebusa se aban ne baaye no Ghana fo de banwane ma President Akufo-Addo since 2017 be si ne edian ye were we able to manage the economy and then they see ye and adian ni see ye then na ye ya fa ho because he just indulge me na me de mano abawi. There are just a few economic indicators. Eboa yen ma yen nyina yen nyanti ase ewo yen sikasem ho. Say ohwe economic indicators looking at 2014. Let's look at the GDP growth.
Okay.
2014 GDP was 2.9 growth. 2015 2.1, 2016 3.4. 2017 GDP growth was 8.14. 2018 GDP growth 6.26. 2019 GDP growth 6.4. Okaboma on average. A free say befa akonya no be see say COVID buy no. Ghana was growing at an average rate of 7%. Yenfa agriculture ye buy 2004 na agriculture 9%. I'm sorry 0.9%, less than 1% growth. O the bar 2015 2.1, 2016 2.7. The bar 2017 agriculture growing by 6.2, 2018 equal 4.9, 2019 4.7. Even in COVID in Mremuno agriculture issue 2 year to 7.4. I can go on and on and on. I have all the data points here. Sabe busiang pa okobo insi hu eda ho a friend inflation interest rates.
Kofi ma 1 minute nka on esi mama.
Ye kan be sini say wo hwe eniema ekosoro a brofo kasa me friend inflation na eye no kre ye no kasa inflation that was about 10%. Ye be far inflation in 2016 thereabout. Ye be far inflation at about 16.9%. And I de buy ya bedru 10.4%. Say inflation shoot up to about 16% again. I mean no cause last time I checked na 15.97%. So no crese eniema bo ayedin. No crese eniema koso babra kwasi ya ye bi da. That's the point the president wanted to make. Say we have done it before.
Okay.
COVID buy ya omanpanyi and the wiase nyina born abaso say waji oman no oman esi ho ama o ha bi ama eno ti no omanpanyi di kan o kan say we know how to fix the economy if it breaks. What we do not know how to do is to bring back lives. It's year starting no ye bogana for nkwa ho ban na say economy ni say ya we will bring it back. Because we are going to bring Ghana's economy back.
Medasi. Kofi Tonto of the MPP now attending kan mami call Honorable Dana Shama of the NDC minti ono so omanpanyin ni sam komo awoni BBC 4D eno ene ahwe Honorable minti
Obeni
hey
Okocha Kanyo. A terrible economy and a terrible government. Me wake up. When we just on Ghana and a terrible government. A terrible economy and a terrible government. That is what we are in today. One was saying, my brother, okay, you better call Okocha and apologize. You did not understand him. You say it's wrong to say that they are taxing money that has been taxed. What example do you give right now? Example. Do you do economics in school? Do you know what is utility when we talk of economics? Something that you have enjoyed in exchange for that. So, someone taxing me salary. And a misadi be ekofruka. Usi tax wohun. Did you hear what example you have given? I am boarding a car. So I am getting a service from the money that I'm giving out for tax to be taken. You did not understand Okocha. You are saying he's wrong. You are wrong. Because what am I getting from the money that I'm pushing to my mother that the government is taxing? I've taken the salary, yes. I have worked for 30 days, yes. Miska, utia mikanzi, oh, samatua ukanti mi jibi. That is correct. So you tax my salary. Now, if I'm sending the money to my mother, what utility am I enjoying for government to tax me? That is what you did not understand him. That is what he means. So if you don't understand, don't sit down here. He's wrong. You are wrong. If you teach students, they will fail. That is not what it means. Because you must get something in exchange of the money you are taking out for government to take the tax. So if I'm sending money to my mother, what am I getting? What is my mother getting before government is taking the money? Even the telcos line that I'm using is not for the government. Government has charged the telcos the corporate tax. And then so you MPP people stop deceiving people. Say they are botrebe tenasia. Mumayenfa botremfa tenasi. If you don't know the thing, learn and stop deceiving Ghanaians. Before you take a tax from somebody, you must know that you have rendered a service. What service did you render in terms of e-levy? I don't feel comfortable talking about this e-levy because not that I hate tax. I don't hate tax at all. Meaning say, but in a way of explaining the situation, don't inflame passions. We know all these things. So, if Okocha says that, mu taxi, sika yedika taxi no, no kre. Nanka ni papa muni se, u tax me no, nanka misusu mi jibibi. Mi fruka, u tax me, na misusu mi nimse, u di mi komi fie. Mi topa no tax me, na misusu mi nimse mi dru anopa mi di benum ti. Mi to mwa u tax me, mi nimse mi munu mi konya. Na se mi di momo tu, mi sika tu mi funsu, di mami mamia. Die na mi nyafi aban ho no ji mi sika. If you don't understand Okocha, go and study his question and answer it well. Now, Mahama left office with 15% inflation. One was MPP for sure said they've started again. And this 15%, omudi yet to say fanfare ewo krumha. So today, in February, at the end of February, you are 15.7. You have not ended your second year in your second term. We are in 15.7. Me, I will not even take your figure because I don't want to go wrong here. It means they say at the end of February, 15.7. Now you are praising yourself. What a disgraced nation are we? Say, UK or inflation was 8%. And so 8% is bad than the 15-16% we are in. UK is experiencing a terrible standard of living. The worst standard of living. And the best standard of living country. You went to a country that you describe as a worst living standard nation to go and talk to their journalists. For bread MPP for. And you go na is it number who talk to us that they are coming to move the country from taxation to production? Even the GDP I will mention from 2017 who say bafom. In a competent who say from 8 no bafom. Why was it coming down? Why the competent people after no muswa de no more? Ye pure minus and queen. I think there's no bafom. Ye catch them MONTIE ase. Mo amutumi di signboard ko siketa se mbesi habo na mo appointed director na mo tuanika. You pay a signboard and a director for signboard. And my economy not to tell pansa we are. Say ya kasa, mo say there you are doing there ben well. You are doing there ben well. Say we are say how old are you when there was a global crunch in 2000? The year 2000. There was a global crunch. We are see, especially affected Japan more. America, when we now become baku because they are doing international trade and business. Didn't they come out of it? So tell us you come out of it, but don't tell us you are not the one who caused it. Yenim say, as a nation, we must come out of it. We cannot be there. Other than that, ye man omunya dachi. We come out of it. But nyama bonia mwa yentina ya osusunu. Ese say can't man for. Uti has to say, Nanu Yeka say, Minister of what? Health, Minister of Finance. Oji 2 billion Ghana cedis my national health insurance. Sika odima omuye 127 million. Sika akanu wahi. Sika akanu ewahi. Our own revenue 3 billion. Omanya, he accounted for only 1 billion. 2 billion ewahi. Mo betina say omanu sika ye Ghana mu defending. What are you defending? We want to see the results. Not sitting down here to be defending. And now we are in a terrible situation now. And that is why we are talking. Because Musi, you are okay with everything. Where is the production? You say you move us from taxation to where is it? Where is it? You're planting for food and job. In there. Where is your one village, one dam? And now in say we are seeing they cannot produce during dry season. The prices of the goods and services in the country will tell you whether the nation is doing well. Indra ankwa me to juice me dim so omo me wan kra na omo produce wo amasama juice do fruit juice e wo bottle mbrante ni baba wa yes. The last time I bought it was 6 cedis on ache. Indra mi so mu iba kuma mi amu say 14 cedis. You say already mewu. Can you imagine this? But you catch Ghana for this is not NDC and MPP matter. Aban Otia Konjasunu, he has 8 years or second term, another 4 years. Now he was second year in the second term. After 2 years.
Remember 2 minutes.
How many minutes, man?
Oh, yeah, 10 minutes. And also,
because we started 10, 11.
It's not 9, 10. Mama, 2 minutes.
Daniel.
But honorable, okay, honorable 2 minutes, yeah.
As a papa netia. And you go see a muko baby muko gibrenu. As a saying kahun, city has depreciated here 20%. 20%. Na enyamu mwanwa. Yesika koda baby suso ayekase munko fambra obia nkasa. Ba mi de miti amenyanya mi o. Se Ghana fo si musa bedi akonjanu di bema. Omampenya amfinsia na ye womui. The first project MPP for to me tenase edu hu ekoji hu busia beye anytime ale interchange. That is the only. How many projects Mahama commissioned in his 4 years? How many projects? And how much money? The 8 years of what? The 8 years of Mahama and Atamils nu. Tika eko munsem ni nyina 248 billion. 8 years. Baumyan ekaye. 248 billion. Both loans and the revenues. And within 5 years, manya 530 billion. Both loans and revenue. And it takes you 5 years to commission the first project. Aden, Oma boy Diana. Manuasi.
Medasi. Yeah, Poanesa. So I'll just come. Let me read my last batch of messages. Kofi Miba. No, my babaji. Just. Empire. Honorable can't be last batch. I don't maybe. Please, I wanted to find out whether the recruitment for Ghana Armed Forces forms are out. I don't know. Honorable Amponsa Prof Choko says the NDC leaders should be truthful and stop polluting people's mind. It's not only this country that there is economic hardship. The hardship is all over the world, so they should stop what they're doing. That's Amponsa Prof Choko NOD KWASI, please tell the NDC and their desperate former president that whether they like it or not, the e-levy has come to stay. Beaches. I don't know. Hey. Critical from Tatale was say, according to the E-Levy Law Act 1075 of 2022, the following transactions will not pay E-Levy. A. Cumulative transfer of 100 Ghana cedis by the same person the same day. B. Transfer between accounts owned by the same person. C. Transfer for the payment of taxes, fees, and payments to government. D. Critical. It's a long list. I don't have time to run through all of them. So you sat and listened to Kwabena Mafu say back and front instead of back and forth. Nana Nana, you have to forgive me. You know, if I have to correct Kwabena on everything Kwabena says, but your program, right? And those, I'm sure you agree. And you.
Economy no bad.
So Miss Ella Tieku says, I wish your Muslim friends in Ghana and around the globe an edifying Ramadan fast. May Allah answer all their prayers. Amweni Fita says NPP MPs in Parliament should blame their own selves. This is just Honorable Ashama, Mamin Kaimi comment. Yes. Mamin Kaimi comment. Yes. Mamin Kaimi comment. Honorable Ashama, Niampon. Sami Boacha Samanka says, let's contribute to the development of Ghana by way of paying the e-levy. Ghana beyond aid doesn't mean we should continue being beggars. Sami Boachi. We'll just learn. And Pacho, you're sending more messages. I can't read more. I just have to end it here. So we're going.
Lastly. Honorable
Kofi, your time here. Oh, just 1 minute. 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
All your figures are. You're very careful. Bragosi, all your figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, a call a buying why a friend ABFA. 1.527 billion. $1.10 billion. They call a buying why a call budget allocation. Because he cannot 3 point ABFA 3 point when I na or can 3.093 and I buy we since I ba bemu. Emre no can walk you through all the data for me pacho. Mame Mbrakosi, Mr. Promise me. Say and say mame da mame ni Ghana for me go through oil revenue. Tika buy we 3.093, which is about 3 billion. The Mrama who can call a buying foot to a more year 1.1. The aka nyina your friend of statutory allocation Mrachre baby and koto. And it's a finance minister beka 1 billion. That is what the law allows him to touch. So when the man control, study the economic figures. Please, now come here and lie to the people. Lastly,
coming to you.
Any George Ado, Akwatina US, say Omo nwene Ghana ho. Na omo di omo badwene ho ye NDC 40, e mo omo kwan. Na omo ba omo mechiche Ghana Japade mfama NDC for on live video.
Okay.
Na President Mahamat ho.
Right.
He didn't say anything.
Kofi, me da say honorable Ashama.
Ye bechiche Ghana Japade di ma Ghana no. Yesi me ba
Kofi.
Yesi atuabo gas no ye di NDC for. And then BP for ni ho. Ye bechiche Ghana Japade di ma NDC for no. Yesi Ridge Hospital no NDC for na ho. Mu na mu ye busia nchemfa. Mu ena mu ye busia nchemfa. Mu achiche Ghana sikadi saa dia koma mu kromfo a mu si mu di kodua ndia. Now let me tell you plain to know that the informations are released here. I'll always stand by them. You don't have much information than me because I'm from parliament. And the information yet beside what is a minister what now only obi atina say debate that. Mu my encoder grab beside say o ma call adult education.
Daniel Ashama, former member of parliament for ABOAGYE. Kofi Tonto, communication team member for the New Patriotic Party. So we're grateful to them. Princess Priscilla Arthur, student of UPSC. Son from your dad, Nanesiedu Painto, Chidom Hine of Gomwa, Ekropong, and your mom, Theresa. Your siblings. Wishing you a good one today as you celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Princess Priscilla Arthur. Right, so could you Damiado, Nimak Gerald Sajman, one more time at your Digimedian Bremo, Yao Safo and Prima? Omoboame. We're going, making way for Entertainment Ghana, Michael, and then in Pam for Babetransi. KWASI ABOAGYE, me the Minina, Sinyamin Shaw, so day a message by a Mentian kind of fat me why a breno. Watch now and come and what do I be saying? God bless you for being there. Without you, couldn't have been a success. Have a good one. Make call.